I'm going to assume everyone here has seen Caleb Hammer on their TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, whatever FYP. And if you haven't, he's the guy that allows people to come on and talk about their finances. And he tries to help you either find a job, make a budget, or figure out what it is that is stopping you from saving money or affording the life that you want. I don't know too much about him, but I keep getting these clips on my FYP where these people, specifically this one person that we're going to watch today, just does not want to do any of the things that she's supposed to, which is kind of fine, except now you're on this show that is going to ask you to make life changes.
You have a loan on the membership?
If you wait and listen.
I'm reacting, girl. People can react.
You're making assumptions, not just reacting.
For the membership you could cancel, I would be okay with this.
Listen?
I'm just saying my opinion.
Okay.
You know, the guy who runs the show?
I just don't like people talking over me and trying to answer.
You're so combative. Are you a coward? Where are you going? You can't handle this?
Okay, this is gonna take us forever. We're not gonna make fun of people for the amount of debt they're in. Some of the dumb purchases that they've made. Anything that is just a bad time. Like if somebody got married, put money into that, and then they got divorced. Unless they cheated, we're probably not gonna make fun of it. There are lines that we are not going to cross. It's his show. It's Caleb's show. And if Caleb wants to be a character and that character is a little mean, right? That's fine. But we're not talking to these people. We're just talking about them.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I am 29 years old from Sacramento, California, and this is Financial Audit.
Wow, thanks for coming to Austin. What do you do for a living in Sacramento?
I mostly do I would call it freelance. So I am a pet sitter.
Okay.
I do house sitting, and I also work as an administrative assistant. So
I know some people who do pet sitting. Like one of my original guests on the show who I met doing a second show we did on the street. Dude makes like $250,000 a year pet sitting.
Damn.
So this could be good.
The whole freelance job thing could be really good. It could be really bad. Like he said, he knows somebody who makes $250K. However, that's going to be super, super rare. And I'm going to assume that if you're on this show alone, you're probably not making $250,000. If you're going to get on this show and be like, yo, I do freelance work like pet sitting, which depends completely on who you're doing it for, where, and how much, right? She's in Sacramento. It's an expensive city, so she could be making a good amount of money. I wonder if she's going to say she can't work a certain amount of hours, and so she's not pulling in as much money as she could.
What do you do? How much are we making?
When I was doing it full time, like working myself to the bone, this was a couple years ago.
Well, what are you making now? That's what I care about.
Okay. Now, this is my first month.
I don't even want to guess. I really don't.
This is my first month back into it. I have a proposed $600 income this month, but I know.
Okay. I just reached for my stress ball here in that. Okay.
Okay, so that's $600 in Sacramento. Not going to get you anything. I don't think I have to explain that. This is the part I kept seeing on TikTok that people were so mad about every time she goes.
Okay. I just reached for my stress ball here in that. Okay.
That's the entire episode. They could have just named it. I have to pause this as much to like say something as I do just to pause it. We're only a minute and a half in, and it's not that bad yet, but I am preparing.
There has to be more than that though. Because we don't allow people to come on unless they don't have income anymore. So there has to be more. What?
That is some income.
Okay, but it's not real because we can't do anything with it. So what?
I know.
What?
I make another probably $250 a month from the admin work.
I am being specifically told that you have income. What is the money that comes in? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude off the bat. This is like, we have been very particular about making sure that people come on that have income. Been very particular about making sure that people come on that have income.
Well, yeah. I mean, I shared all of that when I sent in my my documents that I
Right?
kind of like.
Yeah, we had payroll deposits.
Yeah, because I
On your
had
documents.
I just recently separated from a company.
Okay, well that's different. That is a different situation. Okay, well I will allow. Why? What was the separation? I will.
Why did it take 14 minutes to get that out of her? Why did it take 14 minutes of Caleb going, we only allow people on here who have an income. What's the income? For her to be like, maybe it's the job I just quit.
It was a difficult situation between management and I. So I did get a severance, and
So you got laid off. What? Your phone's sorry.
I turned the
What is it
vibrator
doing?
off.
No, it's flashing at me.
I know, that's what the notification thing. I don't know how to turn that off anymore. Probably accessibility.
Flip it upside down.
Well, then this.
So I don't have a seizure.
Here, let me.
Just
Put it in your.
turn it off.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, oh. Okay.
Yes.
I like. Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. I was just trying to look at you, and I don't think it showed up on camera, but it was just like flashing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hidden now.
Yeah, we had payroll deposit of 2,836, so that's what we
That's
went
the
off of. That's
severance.
what we cared about.
Yes.
That was severance. What was this job?
Whoa, what job are you working where your severance is only $2,800? Or was she only there for like 2 months? A year, maybe? But in Sacramento, $2,800 in a month.
I was a remote registered vet tech, so I do carry that license.
Oh, great. And we can get into vet. Vet's usually understaffed in general, right? Across the board,
Yes.
especially on the emergency part.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, well, you got laid off. Why'd you get laid off? You
It,
scared all the dogs with your laugh?
no. So, it was, like I said, it was from home, so there were no
Sure.
animals involved. But as far as why I separated, there was a whole thing about ADA accommodations, and my boss just started lying about me and stuff like that.
What did he-
Oh my God. Okay. Couple of things. Because I've seen some of the clips already. There is a big difference between things that people do actually have to accommodate and things that you kind of just wish they would. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to come back to it.
Accommodations that you need.
And my boss just started lying about me and stuff like that.
What are the
So,
accommodations that you need?
I have both physical and mental ADA accommodations. So
What?
I have a physical disability that affects my collagen, so none of my joints work.
I don't think vet tech would be a good job
I know.
for you.
I know. It's not anymore.
Very on the feet and bending over.
I know. I haven't been in
Okay.
hospital since 2019 because of this.
That makes more sense. Maybe we start looking for
2019.
different career fields at that point.
I know,
Okay.
which is why I'm.
Because 2019 between now and here, like, trust me, I get it. And it sounds like something that maybe developed over time. And I have sympathy of that. If it was starting today and, you know, we would start planning for the future, that was 5 years. You had 5
Yeah.
years to think about your future. 5 years isn't significant in the span of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So isn't insignificant.
I did think about going back to school, and then I got this job back in December of 2023. The
Remote vet tech.
full-time remote vet tech job.
How do you be a remote vet?
Customer care. So when people call about pet.
I think work is a scam. I just do. I don't know that I've ever had a job that I just enjoyed enough to be like, this is worth the time investment. So I get that part. But I think if she came on here and said, I think this is all stupid, I would understand that a lot more than if she was who she is, where she's like, yeah, I can't do this because of this. I can't do this because of this. Oh, yeah, I thought about that, but I can't do that because of this.
And what were you making in this job? Because maybe this is another job that we can get somewhere else.
Hourly, I was
Sure.
making 23,
And how many hours a week did you work?
40.
It's a little hard in California.
Yeah.
It's expensive. American money
about it,
is
dude.
kind of, yeah, right?
Yeah, it's stupid.
They don't build housing. It's a really ineffective place to live for
Yeah.
being able to afford to live.
And I did own a house. I did.
Past did. You're 29. Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
I
For a lot of
purchased
people,
at
that's incredible to own a
23.
house before.
I had money.
Brother,
I was real good with money.
nope.
And then
Okay, so then I will ask then. I will just ask. What is going on here?
So I was with a guy. We were together for 6 years, but we were only married for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And
I knew that was coming too. I saw that clip and it still hit me. We were together for 6 years, only married for 2 weeks. We're not going to make fun of her for it unless she said something dumb.
It's kind of a hookup of a marriage, okay?
Blew up everything. Everything.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
But you were together for 6 years.
I hate that, dude. Like, that actually makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
why did we divorce after 2 weeks?
So
Did you keep laughing in the middle of the night?
no.
Okay.
I enjoyed my laughing.
No, I'm poking at you.
So right before we got married, I came out as bi, and then we decided to continue with the wedding. I really wanted a girlfriend, and he was. I know he was iffy about that, and then I decided that women probably weren't enough because our life was really horrible.
Why were you getting married then? You knew you wanted to have a girlfriend. He wasn't a girlfriend. And the life wasn't there, which a lot of people find to be very important.
All right, listen, dude. I'm not going to generalize the entire public. There are a few things in your like marriage/relationship that are probably pretty important. Financials, unfortunately, your sex life. Very important. Her sexuality does not matter, right? Because she wasn't like, I'm not sexually attracted to this person. The issue with that is she wanted another partner, and it sounds like he did not. That is kind of a problem. That is a little bit of an issue, right? When the partner you have is not the only partner you want, but they're not on board. How do you go 6 years? No, I'm not going to say anything about it taking 6 years for her to discover this. Why would you get married after? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being polyamorous, but your partner should be on board. Your partner doesn't have to be polyamorous, but they have to be on board with it.
Me included, like it's normal.
Yeah.
So why did we go through with the marriage if it ended in 2 weeks?
Because I knew I always wanted to be with him, like for the rest of my life. I just
For the rest of my life, I want to be with someone who cannot satisfy me sexually. I want to be with someone who I don't only want to be with. For the rest of my life. If that's me, I'm going to be so real. The marriage is not the only thing ending after 2 weeks.
Because I knew I always wanted to be with him, like for the rest of my life. I just didn't know. I just obviously not well. I just didn't know that I always.
She's like. She gives me the vibe that like she doesn't think she's this person. Right? Like she gives me the vibe that if like you ask her who she thinks she is, she's like, oh, I'm quiet and introverted and like, you know, like I'm a little goofy or silly. People don't understand me. And you could call this masking if you really want to, but I feel like this is just who she is. I'm really big on not being annoyed by the person you're with. I'm really big on being with somebody you like. You know, I've been in relationships where like that person may have not liked me as much as I did them, or the other way around. It's so easy to feel like you have to be with someone, so you end up being with someone who may not be as compatible for you as you should find someone to be. I don't know her, and I don't know her from her former partner. I cannot imagine being with her for 6 years. The day I hear that laugh, I'm never making another joke ever again. The day I'm with her and she laughs, I'm just like super serious. Becoming a dentist. Not even like a funny dentist, like a Little Shop of Horrors dentist, where I'm so sad that at the end of the day I have to go laughing gas myself. I don't know why I shook it like an inhaler.
I just didn't know that I always only wanted to be with him. Because, like, I think I'm kind of poly.
Propose?
I didn't propose.
No,
that's not what he's saying.
Sorry.
Poly.
Polyamorous.
Is that into everything?
No, polyamorous is having, like, multiple partners.
Yes, okay. I'm less good at terms. Okay.
It's not it's relationship, but.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually just going to ask, were you proposing having an open marriage?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I offered him the same thing, and he was like, I don't even want that.
Were you not willing to then not do that?
I was at a point in my life where
you just got married.
Yeah.
A lifetime commitment. Okay.
I know
sure.
I fucked up. I know I fucked up.
Sure.
But I was at a point in my life where I was really scared. COVID had just happened. I was discovering all this stuff about
what
my
year
own.
Was this?
2020.
She's 29 now. I'm going to say that she probably had her birthday in 2024 already, whenever this was recorded. So this is happening when she's 25. 25 is like young to get married, I guess, but also I just don't get it. You figure this out before you get married, and you get married anyway.
Yeah. So I don't even know if we're fully divorced yet, to be honest. And
what do you mean?
Like,
it wasn't
legally.
settled? Really?
Yeah. Because he called me the other day.
Pretty messy.
Yeah.
Is it messy?
It's not angry messy.
Okay.
It's
then why not get this figured out and settled? Are you with anyone else?
I was. Right now I'm single.
Okay. Then I feel like we would just want this settled out. At least for the comfort of someone else once you're with them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still hard emotionally.
It's hard emotionally, and it's probably never not going to be, but it's something you have to get done for the sake of the next person. That's all that is. Or for her people. I would understand if like I started dating someone and they were in the process of getting divorced, but I don't know how I would feel about them being like, oh yeah, by the way, like my ex and I just stopped kind of talking. We never got legally divorced. I don't know how I'd feel about that, because then at some point you kind of have to do it.
I know.
Why? But okay, I see. Okay, you're into polygamy. That doesn't mean you can't be monogamous, though.
Right. And I have discovered since I.
Why'd you give up 2 weeks?
I didn't give up.
He gave up.
He
called it. So you said, I want polygamy, and he was like, no monogamy, no monogamy. Oh wait, no monogamy.
Yeah. So he halfway agreed to it, and then he took it back and threw his ring on the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is hard, but that almost sounds like kind of an emotional moment. Surprised there wasn't like a regrouping after like thinking about it.
I tried for a long time.
Okay.
It's hard because you don't want to criticize people for like these real life human experiences, right? You don't want to be like, haha, you got divorced, or haha, it didn't work out. Like, no, that's so stupid. And I would not want to hang out with people who like made those jokes. It's weird hearing her go, after we got married, I still wanted to be poly. I still wanted to see other people. He didn't. He kind of half agreed to it and then said, no, I can't do this. Like if you have 2 people in a relationship, one wants to be polyamorous, one wants to be monogamous, you either have to be monogamous or you have to split up. Otherwise, if one wants to be monogamous, one wants to be poly, and the poly person starts seeing other people, you're just cheating. It's hard. It hurts. Sometimes, regardless of how long people have been together, they're not meant to be together. I still think you should get the divorce, but I understand that that's not any of my business. Being with a woman without losing your husband, I think that's an entirely separate conversation. I think you could come to your husband and be like, hey, I am bi and I never experienced being with a woman. Is that something that you think you would be okay with? And I think that's an entirely different conversation than being like, hey, I'm poly. Hey, I want to see other people. I don't know. I don't know her husband. I don't know her ex-husband. I don't know. No idea. No clue. But I think it's a different conversation to say, there is something I actually cannot get from you. I would like to have that experience, which is being with a woman, right? That's different than I want to see other people. You are not enough of a person for me.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
I know, me too.
That's really hard.
Me too.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he contacted me the other day looking for a place to serve me. And I said, I don't have an address.
What we got there?
Oh, it's a
Washington Monument? No.
No, it's just a stimulation chewy.
Two things. He's looking for a place to serve her. You just have to go through the process, not even for yourself. At that point, one, for your next person, but also for them, for your husband, for your ex-husband. If they want a divorce, you just have to give it to them. Don't be that dude. Don't be the guy who's going to delay it for 10 years. The chew toy? I chew on things in private all the time. You will not find a water bottle that has a cap near me. You just won't. I chew on plastic. I'm not doing it in front of anyone else. That is wild.
So that, because like, you know, ADHD, tism, you know.
I apparently have tism because I have this little thing and I'm just always
Yeah.
But that's because I like to play with things.
It's for my nervous system, which is real nervous.
Okay.
Not right now for any reason.
This is going to sound a little dismissive. I think sometimes people like her say these things like we don't already understand them or like they're new concepts to people. I understand saying that to like people you know who are not aware of. But you don't have to explain it to people like Caleb, right? Who are sitting there playing with their own toys. Playing with their toys sounds wild. I need a Balesa sponsorship. Do you need a silent vibrator?
Okay.
Just in general, which is real nervous.
Okay.
Not right now for any reason.
Okay.
Just in general.
So the life blew up.
Yes.
What did life blow up? Because you know we said what happened. You said that happened. So what is happening?
Right now or then?
Just what are we looking at?
Right now or then?
How did we get here and where are we?
How'd we get here? See, that's a then question. So how'd we get here? 2019 injury. Late 2019 injury, right? Remember how I got disabled?
We've all been hurt.
You said collagen issue.
Yeah, which because
it came from an injury or an injury happened? You didn't tell me about an injury.
Right. So I had an injury November 2019.
Okay.
And that
Me
never
too.
healed when it should have healed in like 3 weeks. And so from November to January, I was doing physical therapy, taking meds, acupuncture.
Okay, I apologize. Where are we at today?
Okay. So today I have applied for disability several times since 2019. I have been declined.
Okay.
Because I'm not disabled enough.
What kind of makes sense? I mean, you can do a lot, just not a lot of physical labor.
Exactly.
And there's not, I mean, most desk jobs are not physical labor jobs.
Right.
And in California, it's a lot of information systems type job. It's less of a going into the coal mines kind of state.
Yeah, definitely. It's really hard because it's hard to not be able to do what you love.
What do you love? The vet?
Vet med.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, you did this job and then you got laid off because you weren't doing it well, I guess, or something.
No,
maybe.
I was doing it well.
Well, you got laid off for a reason.
Yeah, because my boss did. I stood up to my boss and she did not like that.
So I understand that sometimes you will end up with supervisors, managers, bosses who are actually not going to like you and who are actually going to treat you badly for no real reason. I get that. I don't know that is the situation she's going to be in. And I hate that I'm defaulting to not believing her. But I am. And I don't want to lie to you. I'm defaulting to not believing her in the work situation.
I stood up to my boss and she did not like that.
Well, hold on. Was it like true subordinates? Like,
no, it was, she was saying I was doing
disubordinates. That's not the word.
Disobedience.
No, that's not the word. Subordinates.
Subordinates?
Insubordinate.
There we go.
We got there.
We got there.
Okay,
Together.
yeah, because it could have been that. Like, if you blow up in an inappropriate way, that is cause for fire.
No, so it was all like we would have these verbal meetings. She would say, we would come to an agreement, and then when she would write up the written for HR, it was different.
Okay,
and
maybe you. I always play devil's advocate.
Of course,
maybe you like interpreted the conversation different.
Her and her boss are BFFs. Like they went to college together.
Cool.
So
how does that mean they want to f you though? Why would they want to f you?
She was intimidated by me because
usually when people say that, the other person's not. To be very clear.
Because
like anytime I've ever heard someone say that person's intimidated by me, they're not.
I wasn't the only one that said that.
Pay attention to that person existing.
She paid attention enough to make up lies.
Okay, what were the lies? What were the lies?
The lies were that I was doing something incorrectly. What? I shouldn't get into specifics of that.
No, you should. You should get into specifics. If you're saying that someone's lying about you, you should be able to say about what. It's the same thing that, unfortunately, we're going to tie this back to the estranged parents. all of the parents are like, oh, that didn't happen, or oh, this, maybe I did that. They're so inspecific. But then when you look at the kids they're like, here's exactly what happened. You should get specific about the things that you're talking about.
That job.
Dude, Max, you're an hour and a half in a stream. You're 13 minutes into the video.
Something incorrectly. I shouldn't get into specifics of that, of that job. But that I was...
It just flashed at me again through the paper. That thing is trying to give me a seizure. I've never seen this in my life. Thank you.
You're welcome. Easily distracted, obviously.
Always.
So, she didn't have, the company didn't even have SOPs. So.
Okay, was it small? Was it getting started up? Because sometimes it takes a while for companies to grow.
So it was, it's been a company for a long time, but it got bought by another company. So it should have had SOPs from when it was its own company.
Okay, so we got laid off.
Yeah. Long story short, you asked why, so I was telling you.
Sure. I know. I'm getting us forward, moving us forward. Got laid off. How long have you been laid off now?
October 25th. And today is November 7th.
So that's okay. This is different than the people who just don't have a job. You recently got laid off and now we're in the we need to get a job phase.
And I have
that is different.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I hate how good. I didn't like that at all. Was I going to talk about that? But it just happened. You could have saved 14 minutes. You could have saved 14 minutes of your life by just going, got fired.
Okay.
I have applied to a million places.
Yeah, it's only been a couple weeks. It's okay. It takes a while.
Before, because I was thinking about just quitting.
Okay, well, we can go. Maybe we'll go through your resume later.
Okay, I would like that.
We have your resume. Yes. Good.
Yes.
We'll go through it later. We'll take a look at things.
Okay.
And we'll take a look at your job experience. And, everything. Okay. But your finances. Where are we at today? You're not making money. This is what I've kind of been trying to get to. Yeah. But just temporarily, you haven't been making money. So that's okay. A lot of what we're looking at here isn't a temporary situation. This has been a situation that likely takes years to get into. So why?
Because
what has been happening?
I wish I drank alcohol. I really do. It's 10 in the morning. But I would have made a drinking game out of the
like I said, prior to the separation, I had money.
Prior to separation was like 5 years ago.
Yes.
So
and then over
are you saying this was a 5-year operation?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Say it.
Okay.
Go.
Patience is a...
Is she about to say patience is a virtue? You came onto this man's show to talk about your finances. He does not need your entire backstory. This is small talk. I could not handle this. Because Caleb does the thing where he's mean as a character, right? And so if you start crying, which we'll see later, he'll be like, hey, sorry. I'm just mean. So I could not handle this. I could not be on his side of this. And if she drops patience is a virtue,
Go.
I'm getting there. Okay.
Go.
Patience is a virtue, Caleb.
And I don't have any.
So I made a lot of pretty intense, impulsive decisions during that time. So since I owned the house, I was under this fairy tale that I was going to live there forever. And so I put lots of money into the house, which I should not have done.
Well, depending. Right. There's stupid money to put into a house, and then there's smart money to put into a house.
It was probably stupid.
What did you do, and how much?
I poured $17,000 worth of concrete.
Concrete? What did you do? What were you doing?
So it was a 1/4 acre. The house was on a 1/4 acre.
Okay.
And I concreted around the perimeter, and then a huge, all the way to the back of the property, a flat, for trailers or sheds or whatever.
Why?
Because I wanted to live there and I needed sheds, and I know.
What prevented you from moving then? Why didn't you live there forever? I'm okay. You do whatever you want to your house if you are going to live there, but.
And I also put solar on it, and then
that's expensive.
I know, it was so stupid because I ended up having to pay it out when I sold it.
Why did you sell it?
Because I didn't want to get foreclosed on.
Why would you have gotten foreclosed on? How much was this?
I don't think it's dumb to spend $17,000 on concrete, on flats, slabs, whatever it all is, on a home you expect to live in forever. I think it's stupid to spend $17,000 when if something happened, you would need that money so you don't get foreclosed. If she had 17K lying around, I don't know what the number is, but you should probably have a good few months of your mortgage ready so that you don't get foreclosed. Your bank account should not be going from 17K to zero. That's a lot.
What was the loan on this thing?
We bought it for $300.
Okay.
And then I didn't refinance. I did one of those where you take your missed payments and put them at the end of the month.
Why were you missing payments? What were your payments? What were your payments for $300,000 with the low interest rates of COVID? What were the payments?
$2,000.
Why couldn't we find $2,000? I'm not saying it's an insignificant amount of money, but why couldn't we find $2,000?
You just spent $17K on cement. Also, $2,000 on a $300,000 mortgage feels like you did not put anything down, right?
Because
Was this post-separation?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a difference, and we know that you break when you go outside. So
I do break when I go outside.
Yes. You didn't have a job at that point. Okay.
Yes, correct. And then that's when I started, because I was on state disability for a year after my injury. But they don't tell... What
was your injury?
I had a right wrist injury. It was just simple tendonitis, but because it didn't heal, that's how they found out I have the collagen disorder. So it's still up. I can only lift 3 pounds with my right wrist.
Yeah, but that didn't mean lifting isn't the only kind of job that exists out there.
I
mean, the most I lift in this office is my cup of coffee.
But when you have a specialty license, they give you that
They
you were
give
supposed to be able to do this.
Of course they give it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that's where you have to go.
I know.
I mean, you were missing your so obviously this wasn't...
Not for the first long while, because I had a big savings.
I'm going to get into your finances. I'm sorry. This is just, this has been going for a moment, and I just need to know.
Yeah.
But for self-assess first. It's always...
All right, listen, again, I'm going to say this again. I think working is a scam. I do. I've had a job for the last 10 years. I'm 27. I just happen to think working is a scam. I would rather spend my time doing other things, but I understand that I need money. If she was going to say something like that, where she was like, I hate all of this. This is all so stupid. I don't want to do it. I would respect that so much more than her finding an excuse to not do things every single time. Oh, there's just always something. There's always something. And I don't want to be the person that's dismissive of the things that she has to say. But I don't think that there is actually something every time. I think she's coming up with something every time. It is really, really easy to fall into financial struggle. So easy. I'm going to go ahead and assume every person watching this, whether you're on stream right now or you're on YouTube later, is closer to being broke than we are closer to being millionaires. I'm probably wrong for a few of you, but not most of us. It is so easy to confidently spend your money on a house, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to grow up, buy a home, start a family, whatever, right? It sucks to fall into this situation where you are watching your home being taken away from you, whether that is the person you thought you were going to spend your life with or your actual house. And it is so hard to climb yourself out of that hole. There is no reason why your life should be made that hard. If then what you want to do is climb out of that hole and work, because I'm going to be so honest, if I were in that situation, if my spouse had just left me and I lost my home, I would lie there and I would die. I would let it happen. That is who I am. If you are the person who wants to work their way out of there, unfortunately, you have to work. And the sucky part about being alive is having to live. I don't believe in, this is stupid because I know this isn't right. This is just an opinion that I have. And my opinions are sometimes wrong. They don't change. I do not believe in regular jobs being passions. I just don't. If you tell me your passion is to work as a vet tech, you could tell me you have a passion for animals. I believe you. But if you tell me your passion is specifically to work as a vet tech, listen, again, I know that I'm wrong. I get it. There's something else for you. There is something else for you. There is something else for you. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a vet or a vet tech. I just don't think that that's where your passion ends. Vets are more like understandable. Like I understand the process of like wanting to be the person who like does that for animals. Like nursing, I don't believe it. Sorry. Like I know so many nurses. Again, I understand that I'm wrong. You don't have to tell me I'm wrong. I get it. But if you're like, I want to be a surgeon, that's a passion. If you're like, I want to be a nurse, I was like, were you a high school bully?
Yeah.
But for self-assess first. It's always important. I want to see where you think it is.
100%.
You think you're a 0 out of 10?
Which I think that your
finance
scale
score
is a little skewed,
Why is
just to be
that?
honest. Because as you state it verbally, you're like 0 being the absolute worst.
Yeah.
And I don't think that everybody is at a 0. Like the absolute worst.
Well, not everybody's at a 0.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I don't think that the average person, and I know average is a whole thing, but I don't think that somebody in my situation where I have a roof over my head is the worst possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly over exaggeration, right?
Yeah.
But if like your debt is kind of like, yeah, it really doesn't get worse than this because like, sure, you could add some numbers, but at that point it's just like this is
Yeah.
like that's still a 0 like for the debt score, and then it all compounds throughout there. Like, no real estate's 0 obviously.
Yeah.
So it still becomes a 0. Sure. Yeah, you could be homeless under a bridge. It's a little different, but
I'm just homeless in a cardboard box.
I see a Subaru. You look like a Subaru kind of gal.
Oh, dude, he just called her gay.
Have that California Subaru girly energy.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go camp in a forest somewhere.
That is
Probably.
actually where I live.
In the forest?
My house is a 17-foot teardrop trailer.
So
I
when
own
you
it outright.
when you said roof over your head, you meant a vehicle.
I meant something with a bed and a kitchen and a shower.
A shower?
Yeah, the toilet's inside the shower.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Wait. Yeah. If the toilet's inside the shower, do you think that like the shower head faces the toilet so she gets like both of them done in the morning? Like she turns the shower on, waits for it to get hot, and then sits down on the toilet. Ren would not be able to do that because every time she poops, she's on her phone. So she would be on the toilet for like 20 minutes. Like, what do I do? What do I do with my life? That's wild. I don't like that at all. At all. She said something I forgot about. So I guess it probably doesn't matter. But that's definitely a time.
Okay, sure.
So I got all my
No. It's better than not having a roof.
Thank you.
It's a technical roof, but that's not usually what people think. Okay.
It counts as homelessness in the state of California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a vehicle.
Is that illegal? In the state of California, it goes city by city. There's city ordinances. But I'm assuming Sacramento is the same as San Diego. And in San Diego, it was illegal to sleep in your car It is illegal to sleep in your car between the hours of like 11 p.m. and like 6 a.m., something like that. So if your RV doesn't count as a house and it's not parked on like wherever you would park an RV, I guess, if it's not parked at like a rest stop or like a RV park, is sleeping in it illegal?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a vehicle. But okay. Okay. Well, that puts things a little more into perspective than before. So is that the Subaru? That's not the Subaru.
I tow it with the Subaru.
Do you have like designated spots, or are you just everywhere?
So I have a...
I mean, it's going to be harder for you to have a job without a permanent address.
You betcha it is.
Okay.
Why do you think I can't go into an office?
Dog. She's bringing up so many problems that have solutions that she just doesn't want to address. And that's all this is turned into. These are problems that are solvable. I also think cheap apartment is not real in California. I think she would have to find someone who would be willing to let her use her address without actually living there? Well, okay, so I'm going to compare Sacramento to San Diego because I don't know Sacramento at all, but they're both big cities in California. A private room in a house is still over $1,000. It's going to be way more than what she's paying now. You really would have to convince someone, because she doesn't want to do that, right? She wants to live in her RV. She would absolutely have to convince someone to allow her to use their address without actually living there. Just lie. Just lie. Just lie. Just lie. Just lie, dude. Use somebody else's address. If you're from California, you know people in California.
Okay.
Why do you think I can't go into an office?
Because you don't have a permanent address.
Uh-huh.
Why don't we work on... You were making money until a couple of days ago. It's like if you were in this situation forever, I'd be a little more... I'd be a little more... Okay, it makes sense. We can't afford a place over our head when we don't have a job. No, you literally had a job until right now. So why weren't we trying to get a roof over our head?
I have a roof over my head.
Come on, you know what I'm talking about. The permanent address.
I don't want one.
Okay, congratulations. Then you're probably going to have a harder time getting a job, and then you're probably going to live in poverty, and then you. Like, that's the end of the conversation then. It's like we just determined.
Plenty of remote jobs.
Cool. How's that going?
Not well.
So we literally just determined that you would have a better chance of getting a job if you had a permanent address.
Mm-hmm. And you know how much more money that would cost me per month?
Yes, but you had the stable income.
Yeah,
and
I had the stable income living in my trailer.
Stop. And that, even if a little more expensive, trust me, I get it. It would have been more expensive on a monthly basis. I really do understand that. But it would have prevented the situation you're in right now extending longer than it needs to, because you would have been able to at least get... Listen, I'm sorry. It makes sense. If I'm hiring someone as the boss of this place, it makes more sense making sure that someone lives in a certain radius here, because it is more guaranteed that they are going to be here. Because you invest a lot of money into an employee when you're first getting them set up, especially and then it's time and it's energy, and then replacing someone is even more time and energy. You want the best chance that they're going to succeed. Hiring you would be on the lower chance of going to succeed of an in-person role.
But that's the thing. Is in-person role is just not...
You don't have to lift everything in person.
No.
You can be in an office. What are you talking about?
It's not about that.
Then what is it about?
It's about my mental health.
Oh, for f***'s sake. Okay.
I know.
Oh, I do a good job here of being like this. So I am, this is who I've been. This is some of the thoughts that I have. I don't talk a lot about my mental health because I don't want to. Not something I feel like sharing. I'm someone who is very open about like my biggest trait as a person, like the biggest part of like, who's Max? I'm just sad. Always have been, probably always will be. Some days I think about it less than others, but I always think about it. There is something about doing all the things you have to do as a person that you just have to do and that actually do help your mental health. For example, you should eat, you should shower, you should brush your teeth, you should go for a walk. You should do all that regularly. And it's hard sometimes. It's hard to be like, oh, I have to get out of bed today. But sometimes it's the only way to feel any sort of good. And there are things that you just have to do. And if you so badly want to live, you unfortunately have to get up and do so. You have to go to work, which means you have to find a job. And yes, that is a good point. You can use homeless shelters as permanent addresses. That's such a good point. There are plenty of resources that are going to help you, like this one. And if you are so willing to use the resource because you have to apply to be on here, that is going to make all of your business public, why aren't you willing to use the ones that are going to help you in your actual day-to-day life? Like, why don't you go to these places that are going to give you an address to apply for jobs? Why don't you go look for a temp job? Like, it's going to suck, but right now you just need the money.
That's a value of mine.
What? It's a value?
Yes, a value of mine is to not put myself in a situation that's going to make me much worse for my mental health, especially considering I have ADA accommodations.
I understand that's a value of yours. I get it. I also want to not be in those situations, but that's for situations that are optional. That's when like I'm in friend groups and people want me to be friendly to people that I don't like. I just get out of that situation. It's like that. It's not for when you have nowhere to go and you don't have any money and you need a job, but you're avoiding getting one. Oh, I get it, dude. I get it. It's hard to be sympathetic towards her specifically because it does feel like she's just making excuses. And there are plenty of things where like, absolutely, right? Again, the divorce, or I guess the putting off of a divorce and losing your house, so hard, so unnecessarily hard. But at this point, that was so long ago. And I'm not saying it shouldn't hurt. I'm saying those probably aren't as good of excuses as they once were. Just say that you don't want to work. I also don't. I get it. That's much more understandable. I don't want to go work for someone that is going to make me feel bad. That's an easier conversation to have than I value my mental health. And then 40 minutes later, getting to the same conclusion.
You haven't told me what they are.
Because you didn't ask.
Yes, I did.
I said mental and physical, and you didn't ask for elaboration. So
elaborate.
Thank you. My ADA mental accommodation is up to...
I would rather have the laugh than her saying thank you.
32 hours a month of time off that is paid typically, and it's typically a half day every other week, and then
is that forced federally?
I don't know what that means.
I don't do the HR, so my other guy, like if there are anything like that, he's making sure we're following guidelines and stuff like that. Is that forced federally that someone is not allowed to look at that when determining hiring? Because I know there are disability protections, of course. Is that specifically? Because if it's not, why the f would I pick you over someone who I know will come into work without the hassle of me having to reorchestrate everyone else's office in a small business around your life?
I don't think that they are allowed to know. Plus,
allowed to know. Well, that's different. I mean, more discriminate against it if that's a thing. I know there are certain things you can't discriminate against. I don't know if it's that one.
I don't either. So that's
why would you know? Shouldn't you be the one that does know? You and HR?
Well, HR...
You were just complaining about it at the beginning that the other company wasn't following it, but now you don't even know if it's a legal requirement.
What do you mean wasn't following it?
You said the other company wasn't.
I said there was an issue with it.
Did she not say that? I heard her.
Plus, throughout this situation, my therapist has come to the recommendation that I not have like a direct boss.
We're going to stop for a second. This is like the difference between having, this is the difference between having like a CNI dog and an emotional support animal. Did I have this woman listed as an emotional support animal so that I could get her into my last apartment that said no dogs over 40 pounds? Yes. Yes, I did. There's a difference between having a service animal and having an emotional support animal. In the same way that there's a difference between having actual things that need to be accommodated by the ADA and things that your therapist is just like, yeah, here you go.
Girl, you're not going to survive.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I really don't understand the purpose then. This doesn't make sense. You're not going to survive in this world. Everyone has a boss.
Do you?
Yes, the audience.
Uh-huh.
I have a boss. The platform that I'm on, I have to follow the rules and regulations or else no money.
Kind of like when I was pet sitting and making $2,000 a month and I was my own boss.
$2,000 a month is not anything in California, dude. Like, you're not proving a point here.
Kind of. I mean, they're still your boss, the people hiring you and paying you. Yeah, they hire you and they don't have to hire you again. What the f*** are you talking about?
Because
there's a direct level of management that might be different, but they're still your boss. What the f*** are you talking about?
Your boss versus your income is different. So your boss is who sets your schedule.
They hire you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, listen, if people aren't willing to hire you based on the schedule you say on Rover, then they are still setting your schedule because they don't want to hire you based on your schedule.
That's not setting my schedule.
Dude.
Setting my schedule is what days I'm available to do the things.
You can say going into a job interview, these are the days that I'm not able to do things, and they will still judge your hiring based on that, just like someone on Rover is judging your booking based on that.
That doesn't make them my boss, does it?
Okay, you're just viewing it in a slightly different way. Whatever, that's okay. And I think you want to view it on a very like corporate overlord versus like you are accountable to someone.
I am accountable to myself and my clients that I
there you go. Subaru, because you owe them money and you signed a contract.
Yeah, that was.
And you're like, I want to have a boss.
Do I need one of those buttons? Do you guys want me to remind you to sub every 15 minutes? Subscribe if you have it on YouTube. Hold on.
Well, you said your therapist said you shouldn't have a boss, and I'm a little concerned by that. Big advocate for mental health, but she kind of f***ed you with that one. Cause
I think she cares more about me being alive.
Yeah, you need money to survive.
Mm-hmm. I get it. Not.
But also
KMS.
This sounds like a bad therapist. This sounds like a bad therapist, because as much as your therapist should validate you and should make sure you're doing okay, part of being okay is doing all the things that you have to do to be a person in this world. That includes taking care of yourself, which includes getting a job or finding some sort of income. You don't have to work 40 hours a week at Walgreens. You really don't. You have to do these things. You have to eat. You have to shower. You have to, again, you don't have to work 40 hours a week at a job you don't love, but you have to do something. You just do. You just do. And if you don't need the money, like if you didn't need the money, if you wanted to live at your parents' house for the rest of your life and your bills accumulated to like $70 a week, cool, you don't have to work. But that's not the situation you're in. You're in a situation in which you need money. So you have to go out and make it.
No, I get that, but there's always different levels is the thing, right? Like, I want to come at this from sympathy, but I'm also always coming at it from logic as well and devil's advocate. The thing is there's so many different levels of bosses. Mm-hmm. You can have a non-micromanaging boss that, you know, he's still, or she, or whatever, that person.
Like
that person just sets like, here's the goals we're trying to hit. Can you help us get there with your experience? Mm-hmm. Over the McDonald's manager that's like looking behind you as you're dropping fries in the oil, you know? Mm-hmm. There's different levels. Your therapist is saying, I don't think you should have a boss. Feels kind of like a disservice to me because there's so much in between different levels of what a boss looks like. Even you have figured that out without figuring that out when we talked about the Rover thing. The
way that she's treating this comes across as if she's receiving answers that she thinks she already understands. Like he's explaining concepts and she's going, yeah, I get that. They're basic concepts. She should understand them. The issue is she's not doing anything about them. And so he's having to explain them. The whole boss conversation is stupid and unnecessary. He figured that out. But like, how many times do you have to tell someone, hey, dude, if you want money, you have to do something that gets you an income. And she's going, And then he goes, get a job. And she goes, I don't know. Where would I park my RV?
Okay. So where I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the last sentence you said? Please.
What's your plan for survival then?
That was not the last sentence.
No, but that's what I care about. Because you're like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. At that point, it's like, then what?
Exactly. So my next step is to the company. We did sign an agreement that they will not contest an unemployment filing. So I am moving forward with that. I had to wait for my.
How long were you at that job?
10 months.
Are you going to qualify for unemployment?
If you're over 6 months, you qualify.
6 months, okay.
Mm-hmm. At least in California. So.
Okay. So your job is to be on unemployment.
And then do my pet sitting / house sitting. We know
you can probably do more, but.
Which I'm hoping to.
Listen, and I'm not going to get you in a dangerous position. Okay. I understand what you and your therapist have been talking about, most likely based on your things. Like, I do kind of get it. Sounds like you just can't have a direct and authoritative person.
Exactly.
But there are other levels of boss.
Which I do.
I
do.
Hold on, but you're just counting yourself out from the workforce, other than just independence.
I agree.
In the workforce, small business is 50% of the GDP in this country. You know, that's just the majority of jobs.
Which I'm doing.
Okay, you brought in $400, you said. When we said small, I didn't mean like micro level of business. Like, we're talking a small business like this is a small business.
Well, this is a very successful small business.
Yes, at a certain point, once is like not surviving and $400 is not surviving.
But I'm trying.
That doesn't mean
anything. That means nothing. Nope, it does absolutely not. Sorry. Like, again, this is a channel where I spend a lot of my time trying to be very compassionate because I understand what it's like to be someone who doesn't want to do all the things that you have to do to be a person. I am going to be so honest and say that if it wasn't for that thing, for that woman, I honestly don't care. I don't care if I was living on a mountain in the ground in my car. I don't care. I don't care about my own bodily autonomy, and I never have. But that's not who this is. She's coming onto the show because she's asking for help. And the help she's being given is not what she wants. She's like, nope, I don't want to hear that. So at some point, I have to let go of the oh no, I understand that, because I don't understand wanting so desperately to take care of yourself, but not being willing to do the bare minimum to do so. If you look me in the eye and you said, I don't care if I die, and then you don't get a job, that makes sense to me. That makes so much sense. Yeah, why would you get a job if you don't care? But that's not who she is. She's like, here are all these terrible things I've gone through. And I will absolutely say, yeah, that sucks. That does suck. But it's not helping you to be stuck in what happened 5 years ago when you want something to change. If you want to feel bad, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to want to just exist. But that's entirely different than wanting to thrive and wanting to have a job and then just refusing to get one. And the thing about being on the show is you're going to get so much access to so much help, but it sounds like you're not going to use any of it the way that it's meant to be used.
But I'm trying.
That doesn't mean anything.
It does, because if I wasn't trying, I wouldn't.
Money's not participation trophies. You get, girl, you don't.
Which I purchased in full.
The state of California, who, trust me, they are.
Twitch is a participation trophy. Twitch is absolutely a participation trophy. You are not going to be the 0.01% of people who can live off of Twitch.
Pretty on that side of making sure everyone feels yay. They don't define you as having a roof over your head. So
but I don't go cold.
You don't pay your bills. You were forced to sell a house.
Have I missed recently?
You were forced to sell a house.
She cannot bring up the word recently when all the reasons she has for not doing stuff are from 5 years ago. You have to pick one.
Huh?
Your dream house that you wanted to live in. So don't tell me that you're doing great.
2 years ago.
I'm trying is not anything. You get rewarded with dollar bills based on something you provide. You do not survive off of participation trophies.
But
become a little bickering match instead of going into your. I'm really meant to go into your numbers.
You did. But I got that severance package. So
2,000 though. That doesn't go very far.
Yeah, it was 1 month's pay,
especially in California.
Yeah. So that gave me a little bit of cushion, which is good.
You were only there for 10 months, so 1 month for 10 months. That's actually not very. That's pretty okay.
Pretty okay, because they didn't want me to sue them.
Good luck with that. Okay.
I'm not getting into that one. They didn't want me to sue them. If you have a reason to sue a company you're working for, do it. Do it. That company does not care about you. Go sue them. Make your money. And if you have a reason to sue a company you work for, you're not going to find a reason not to do it. Any good lawyer, any lawyer who looks at it and goes, yes, we can make money, is going to work. It's easy. It's so easy to beat these massive companies if you have an actual reason. Sue them.
The lawyer didn't say good luck with that, so.
Then why didn't you sue them?
You have a law degree. You don't.
I don't. Okay.
100% she thinks she's the funny one in her friend group and nobody likes her.
By the way, as someone with many lawyers, they're all very happy for lawsuits. You got to take the judgment of what makes sense. You can sue anyone for anyone in this country. That doesn't mean you have standing. Things can be thrown out in a heartbeat. And again, you don't even know your own legal qualifications for what you're saying you're talking about and what you're saying you have. And neither do I.
Right. So we're in the same position right here.
Yes, but you're overly confident that 1, they were intimidated by you, and 2, you could have sued them into oblivion.
I didn't say that.
Come on.
You exaggerator.
Yes, but you're making it sound like they're terrified of you.
So why else would they give me a month's severance and unemployment?
Maybe they're a decent business.
Being willing to not contest unemployment might just be they're nice people.
My boss was not a
if I was forced to let someone go, I would want to give them a big chunk of money so they had a chance of survival. I would. Mm-hmm. Not everyone out there is a horrible piece of shit.
Correct, and I agree with that.
That doesn't mean I'm intimidated. Jake, if I fire you tomorrow, I promise I'm not giving you money because I'm terrified of you. You should be. Lindsay said I should be. Yeah. I don't know. He thinks 6.5 is huge, so it doesn't really scare me. Sorry, that's like membership post-show conversations. We'll save that for later. Either way.
Number me, baby.
$23,302. So this is a really high balance. When did we get this?
January.
That actually does not feel bad. 2022 Subaru, assuming she got it like new or newish, 23K at 5% does not feel that bad. I've only ever bought 2 cars. And I was a child. So I don't know. I don't know what your interest rate is supposed to be, but that doesn't feel bad.
This is a really high balance. When did we get this?
January 2022.
Okay, so we've had it for 2 years. Well, basically almost 3. And that's still an incredibly high balance. What is it, 72 months? 80 whatever months? Mm-hmm. Well, which one?
Probably 72.
Okay. The $502 minimum monthly payment, more than your Rover income. Great. That's going to get us to our next...
I had a projected of $600 this month and I'm not booked up yet.
Oh, guys.
And I get like...
we have $100 left to make everything work.
Every day.
But how are you going to... Because this is what gets scary, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like because you didn't allow yourself to have a permanent roof is preventing you from getting an...
I do have a permanent roof.
Shut the You know what I'm talking about.
I know that you think you know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, dude. It's not about the physical roof. He's talking about how you don't have a permanent address so that you yourself said you can't get a job. I hate when I fall into being reactionary, right? Because I don't want to just sit here and go, oh my God. I want to feel like I have something to say. But how many times am I going to repeat myself?
If you would have let me make my point, you would have understood the importance. Because you don't have the permanent roof.
It is permanent.
Because of that, you're having a hard time getting an in-person job because that's what they consider to be a permanent roof. You get it? Cool.
A permanent location and a permanent roof.
Oh, he couldn't even let her answer. You get it? Cool. Because if he lets her answer, which she's doing anyway, she's going to be like, a permanent roof means that when I go to sleep, I'm covered. But we're talking about a permanent residence that you can get mail to so that you can get a job.
Roof? Different. For sake. Permanent roof means I don't get rained on.
Bird flies into that.
You actually said it. Permanent roof means I don't get rained on. That's not what that means, woman.
The roof's gone.
Location and a permanent roof? Different. For sake. Permanent roof means I don't get rained on.
Bird flies into that. The roof's gone.
I don't know. Have you lived in a trailer? I think I have a little more experience on what
I had very close family members who lived in a trailer that I was over there often, okay?
Okay, so you know my trailer and that my roof.
Oh my gosh, you are so... Shut the Listen, I'm just trying to...
Hey, don't get mad at me for standing up to myself. Standing up for myself.
To yourself? Okay.
To you.
Dude, you're arguing nothing. That's a problem. And if this is the way she was to her bosses, where they were trying to give her something or say something to her, and she took the misunderstanding and argued it, I understand. I understand not wanting to work with her. I understand being like, why don't you just quit? You should quit. We'll give you a severance. We'll not contest unemployment, but you should quit. You could do so much better out there. And like pushing her out gently. If you want to live in a trailer, I don't care. That is genuinely none of my business. But when you come on this show and you have somebody being like, hey, you need a permanent address, a permanent residence, and your trailer does not count in the state of California, either move your trailer out of California or get an address. Stop arguing that your trailer counts when the state you're in says it doesn't. Drive out of California. Oh, but then I won't get unemployment. Use your unemployment or the severance you got to find a permanent address. Find someone. Drive down the street, knock on a door, say, hey, I'm trying to get a job. I'll give you $200 to let me use your address. Eventually, someone's going to go, okay, I understand wanting to live in California. especially if that's where you're from. That's why I moved back. But I wasn't sitting there complaining about being unhoused.
Standing up for myself to you. Yes, I slipped up one word.
Listen, if you had any like justifiable rationale behind it, I would be excited.
Behind having a trailer? You haven't asked me yet.
About not that. About you interjecting every second right now. And usually I'm the one that gets in trouble for interjecting. So listen, I'm just saying, because you didn't focus on getting what society considers
society.
Will I ever be able to get this point out?
Not if you keep saying things that I don't agree with.
No, I don't care if you agree with it. I'm saying what society says.
Society!
No. But the point I'm trying to make isn't based on your opinion or my opinion.
Okay.
So let me make it, for f***'s sake.
For f***'s sake.
Because you didn't take care of that beforehand when you had a stable source of income. It is preventing you from getting a stable source of income because you have less places you can get a job at. Now, this is in the similar vein. Because you have such a high car payment, high loan balance, and a high term, the moment something bad happens to this, just like your past job, let's say it gets totaled, or let's say your income goes dry and you lose it because it gets repoed, then that is now preventing you from getting to your rover job as well. You're setting yourself up for these failures if something goes wrong. You are not allowing yourself to have any security. You are setting yourself up for a disastrous life because you refuse to, one, you don't need a $23,000 car is what it is now. It was probably $30,000 when you got it. You didn't need that.
More than that.
Exactly. You don't need a $500. Huh?
I special ordered it.
How do you special order a Subaru?
Because it was before it came out. So I bought it in, so it's the 2022, and I bought it in December of 2021. Sort of. I ordered it in December of 2021 because they didn't come into dealership until later. That's what I
Great, because that's what you needed.
Yeah,
Let me guess. This was a mistake. I've heard that a few times this episode.
No.
Will you ever stop making them?
At the time, it was in...
I hate that she's making all these purchases, and from what we know, at some point she was making $2,000 a month. So at her height, she was making $2,000 a month. You cannot afford all this.
What I considered, I don't know if investment.
You consider a lot of things.
I do, as does everybody.
No.
That's
you
what
consider a lot of things incorrectly. Like you consider your trailer a permanent residence.
I don't think that's incorrect.
Well, it's not. No. This is a moving trailer. This isn't even one of those like mobile homes that is in a lot.
Right. I wouldn't want that.
Exactly. You're in very much something not considered permanent in any way. You're moving it always.
I am moving it always.
Well, we're not going back to that. Continue your point.
Okay. If I remember my point, what was I saying?
Do you think you're employable?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Because I have a lot of skills.
Which are?
Everyone does.
So I have many years in customer service.
Everyone does. It's really easy to have a lot of years in customer service because it's really hard to get other jobs. And so we all end up doing it.
I have the medical knowledge of an RVT and my license.
Do you think I'm just being genuine here. Genuine. I don't want to insult.
I mean, that's your job.
You're excited. That's not my job. That's, I have a little bit of energy to me, so that comes with my show.
Not gonna disagree.
No, of course not. I mean, you watched the show, so.
For the past week.
Of course. Really? Only a week?
Yeah, I stumbled upon you last Monday. I saw one episode and I'm like, some gigs apply.
Time to take your trailer to Texas. Okay, so.
I thought about it. It would have been more expensive.
So.
Oh, that's what I was saying. My car.
Your existence and how you present yourself and how you talk. Listen, actually, let me associate this to me for an example. I actually did have to do some customer service there for a bit when I started my job. It was mixture of customer service and sales before I went into sales, my first post-college job.
Sales is scummy.
I would not, sales? Sales is scummy? What if you...
Okay, you don't even know what he's selling, dude. I guess she's saying like the whole like you probably are upselling for commission, whatever.
You sell like something good. We weren't selling something good, but you can sell good things.
And still try to get
the
most
money
possible.
I need you to... I take the bait every time with you.
Yep.
I take the bait every time. Every time you say something, I will just...
Also, like, I hate the energy of like I'm better than you. I hate that energy. I hate it in whatever way it comes out. I hate when people are like, this job is beneath me. I hate when people are like, oh, you work that job? Ew. You don't have any right to, unless it's like a bunch of rich people working for the parents, you don't really have a right to criticize the job people end up at. Chill. I don't care. I don't care if you're working for McDonald's. That's fantastic. As long as you're okay, as long as you're taking care of yourself. She gives off the vibe of, I'm not going to work these jobs that are beneath me. This is what I'm qualified to do. This is a job that I want, and I want it to be remote. I understand having certain qualifications and wanting that job, but it's not working out, dude. And at some point, you unfortunately just have to take care of yourself. And I would not care. I would care a lot less if I didn't know she had a dog. And we haven't gotten there yet. I saw the clip on TikTok. But all of this, and you can't be like, I need to take care of my dog. If you don't want to take care of yourself, that's none of my business. I don't care.
I wouldn't be good at customer service because I'm...
Me too.
Are you sure you'd be good at customer service? You're all over the place. Yeah. You're loud. You're a bit abrasive.
Here in my personal life, that doesn't mean that that's my.
Oh, this is all I know about you.
I know.
So that's just what I'm asking.
An interview.
Huh?
I said because this isn't a job interview.
It is an interview.
Right, but it's not for employment. So why would I present my employment personality when I'm not here for that?
No. This isn't about how you do in an interview. It's about how you do on a daily in a job. Just trying to figure out if you would do well in a job.
I mean, I've had customer service positions.
You've been laid off.
Once.
Because they were intimidated.
Because there was a possibility that they were intimidated. Why else would you...
Oh, it's a possibility now.
Why else would you start lying about somebody?
Okay, we're not going back to it. I'm sorry.
After ADA accommodations get approved.
I'm so easy. I'm too easy. Okay.
Oh,
you asked me about my car, right?
I asked you about your employment skills.
Right, but previously, the sentence that you wouldn't let me
I'm
finish.
going to leave the interview on my job.
Okay.
So how about you follow the current track? Your employability skills. Do you think you're employable? You say yes. I say what skills? You say you're good at this. Because without the employability, this conversation is pointless. So I want to see why you think you're employable in different things.
I've been trying to tell you.
Well, you tried to go to another part of the conversation, so that's incorrect. But go ahead, continue.
So you did the thing that like a lot of us do where you have a point you want to make, and so you hold on to it 20 minutes past when you should have made it. Happens. Got to learn to let it go.
Yeah.
Well, you tried to go to another part of the conversation, so that's incorrect. But go ahead, continue.
So, like I said, I've got lots of customer service skills. I have administrative skills. I have the medical knowledge and the medical license.
I like that one.
Yeah, thank you. It did cost a lot of money. And I worked 3 jobs during college. It was hard.
We all did. Like, I'm sorry. I get it. It's hard. It sucks. I wish people didn't have to work so they can enjoy themselves. Because so many of my friends had an enjoyable college experience. I didn't. I worked full time the entire time. I get it. But like, chill, dog. You're 29 now. That was over a decade ago. Or that was a decade ago.
Anyways.
We have a lot of student loans here.
Yeah. So
he also like he's so much nicer than I am. Like, she's about to cry, he like makes a little jokey poo.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've got, I mean, we can look at my resume later.
Let's look at your resume. Can I have it? If someone wants to Slack it to me, that'd be chill.
I have it on my phone too if you need it.
Oh, that works.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see it flash me with its light. You're trying to assault me with... You just want me to start season so that this conversation finishes.
Google Drive. That's what I'm looking for.
Guys, she's qualified in technology. She can pull up Google Drive.
You're such an...
I am. I'm sorry.
And I just don't want that on screen, but you can...
Of course.
Yeah.
Finally, a resume that doesn't look like a piece of shit. We have a lot of resumes on this show.
I appreciate that.
Location, California.
Correct. I don't leave California because I'm on Medi-Cal.
You're here.
That's super fair. I just don't have health insurance.
I meant living-wise.
This is so vague. Like, what if I'm trying to hire you in LA and I see California? I'm like,
Yeah.
That's why I only apply for remote positions.
but it's just becoming so much more scarce. And because of the scarcity and everyone wanting them, they are the most competitive jobs in the United States.
Yeah. I've had
type of jobs, at least.
A New York based and a Texas based.
I hope so.
And then right now I'm doing my tattoo artist for her admin stuff.
Ooh. Okay. I will say your passions and interests definitely, you can start vibing politicalness from it. Because
animal rights, human rights, environmentalism, mental health. This is something you put on a resume if you're applying to a theater. You want to work administration for a theater and you know they're going to be like super left leaning. Oh yeah, we want people who are going to treat our staff like people. Yeah, absolutely. But when you want like a regular corporate job, people don't care. People don't want to have conversations with you. People want you to do work and nothing but work.
Listen, I'm not against someone who's for animal rights. Obviously I am too, or human rights, environmentalism, mental health, authenticity and kindness and, that kind of stuff. But once you start putting that as just as important as the key skills on here, I start seeing that. And I can see other people seeing that as, oh, she's going to come in here. She's just going to cancel the company.
What do you mean by cancel the company?
You know exactly what I mean. There's certain people.
I wouldn't have asked if I did.
Huh?
I wouldn't have asked for a clarification if I knew exactly what you meant.
That the moment this isn't something like that. There's probably a lot of places where it's just like,
I'm very big on like, this is who I am as a person. These are the things I believe in. These are my values. When it becomes an issue is when you expect other people to hold on to your values. And that sucks because we want to be able to be like, everyone in my life shares these values. When you are in a position where you desperately need a job, you do have to let go of that a little bit. And not every person you meet is going to share your ideas and your values. You kind of have to hope they don't want to talk about it. And if they do, you need to be able to bring that up to HR, right? Like if you are in a corporate job where it's you and one other person, let's say you're just sharing an office for some reason, you have not shared any of your ideals and the other person starts being like, oh, you know what? Like BLM's stupid or like anything like that. That's not an issue you take care of yourself. That's something you bring up to your management or to HR. So it doesn't help you to put these on a resume unless you are applying to specific jobs where the people who run that company are probably looking for that. It is only detrimental. Passions on a resume in general is kind of interesting. It's easy to say you don't want to hire someone because these things are things that are going to become arguments. And unfortunately, when you hire people at these jobs, you just want them to work. You don't want to know anything about them. You want them to just shut up and do the work.
How do I want to phrase this? Let me think about this. Where it's just like, why stir up? And like, I'm not translating it like this. I'm just saying some people could.
Okay.
Some people could. That you could be in there. And the fact that you're layering just as equal as your key skills, your environmentalism and all this stuff, it could suggest to a potential employer that you're going to be someone who goes in there and then you're going to be making issues about a bunch of different stuff just constantly. You're going to be someone who just gets offended super easy. Okay. Like every conversation is going to be an HR thing.
Got it.
And it says, it's not a bad thing that you would feel passionate about things. Mm-hmm. It's not, but it's just you indicating it just as important as your customer relations skills, your veterinary medicine skills, leadership skills. It's just as equal on your resume. It's the same size. Actually,
also, you can't do that with like, you absolutely cannot do that if you're going to work in somewhere where you have to deal with people. If you're going to work somewhere where you have to deal with people, you probably are not going to get hired if the things that you are passionate about become arguments, whether or not you're right about them. Let's say she's a vet tech and she's handling somebody's dog and that person comes in with a MAGA hat. I'm going to start an argument. Here's the thing though, I don't work for anyone. I was at Ross with my sister because she needed to return something and someone was wearing, this is a true story, someone was wearing a MAGA hat. This was on Friday and I stared at them and I just started making fun of them. It's like they were just across from me and it's Ross, right? So you could see over all the clothing bars. So I was just like, all right, I'm bored. But that's like not at work. I would have done that at work, but that's it. But I know I'm the problem. She doesn't.
No, passions and interests is actually bigger on your resume. So
good point.
I gotta say. Well, yeah, I don't have to show being an idiot. Actually, I'm an idiot on a lot of things, but this is the stuff that I'm relatively good at this. Okay.
She's definitely taking herself way too seriously. You just have to do the things that are like the part of being a person. You just do. And sometimes that means putting down your pride and your ego. In the same way that like I told you this when I was like starting to make more YouTube content, I was like, I have to let go of my ego and it's going to hurt my feelings when some of these videos don't get views, but you just have to do it.
I'm relatively good at this. Okay. And then work experience, it's all over the place. So what we're having here, what kind of remote jobs are you applying for?
Administrative, healthcare, veterinary care, pet insurance.
Okay, so a lot of it's pet, and then we have administrative, and then in here I have the mixture of both. What I would instead have is a resume focus on administrative and a resume focus on animal. Okay, and I get that you have the experience on both fields, but having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, your last 10 experiences,
those are all of my jobs.
Exactly. That's a bit much.
Okay.
I would have the most critical focused on what you're applying for. If you have to, move a number a little, like to make things work, it's not the end of the world. Because you're still not lying about your real experience,
Right.
So
also, like, that's super realistic. Yes, that is good advice. If you have to move a couple of numbers, just do it. For any of you that have like done a job interview recently, I don't think that people care too much about like the difference between 10 months or 11. I feel bad, and so I never have, but I should just start. If I ever needed a corporate job again, I would absolutely lie.
Oh, having resumes focused on what you're going for. If you're applying for an administrative job and 75% of this is I was working as a vet tech, I'm like, I'm probably going to hire the person that the resume is focused on administrative tasks.
Yeah.
This is too one size fits all resume.
Hi. I didn't want to interrupt you again. As far as my like management and shift lead positions, those were more towards the beginning of my work life.
But it's at the top. Administrative assistance is at the top. Usually that's the most recent.
Supervisory and management is what I meant. Because I was
well then you typed it wrong.
No, down here.
Oh, so you put your most recent at the bottom?
No, if you would have let me finish my sentence.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry about the table.
You're welcome so much.
So my managerial and supervisory experience was more towards the beginning of my work history, which is why that's down at the bottom.
Okay.
But if I take off those first 2 jobs, where do I put my supervisory
That's why I said maybe we tweak a number.
Okay.
I'm not advocating for lying necessarily. I don't want to be like on the record for that, but it's just like tweak.
Yeah.
A little tweak. Okay.
Yeah.
When I was close to 2 years in product management, I started looking for another job. I said I was 2 years. I was close.
Yeah.
So like tweak,
I tell people me and Lee have been together for 6 years. We're close. 6 years and the woman does not know my middle name.
All that matters in the end is can you actually bring the skills and perform in the company? Yeah. Okay. So those are the things I would focus on. I wouldn't try to make it an advocacy resume. Okay. Because someone doesn't want someone
who advocates for themselves?
Not advocate for themselves. Someone doesn't want someone coming in and trying to...
It's not about advocating. It's about being argumentative. And really, people if you're going to get hired for a job, people want you to do the work. Just shut up and do the work. It sucks, but you're not in a position to argue against that. You're just not. When you're in the position to choose your job, absolutely choose the one that's going to treat you like a person. When you just need to survive, you have to survive.
Not advocate for themselves. Someone doesn't want someone coming in and trying to turn the organization upside down.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, that's what it is. It's just terms of risk for hire. I get it. It's expensive to hire someone.
Yeah.
And then if we do hire you and you don't work out, it's expensive to replace you.
Yeah. What did you think about the little quote at the top?
It was fine.
Okay. Because I think that's a big part of...
Well, reading that quote specifically, I don't have it here, but reading that with the activism part, I was like, it was something about how change is critical, and I'm also okay, if we're really focused, I don't want you to come in this company and just... Because we, like Brent, the historic figure on this channel, he's someone that comes into job interviews and he's always like, here's what I'm going to change about your company, when I'm going to do all this, and it's just like...
Right.
No one hires those people. You should come in. You should learn the structure. You should learn. And then once you are able to speak adequately about everything, you can push for reasonable, good change. Change is not a bad thing.
Right.
But so no one wants someone coming in and just they're like, I know everything about this company. I'm ready to change everything. That's not what anyone wants.
No.
So it annoys everyone.
Right. And I think the quote says success is not the goal, formative change is, or something like that. And that's where true success is. Oh, it's survival is not the goal. That's what it says.
Okay, that's better.
So, survival is not the goal.
People want to see success when they're hiring someone.
Formative change is success. So
what's the interest rate on this car? Because it's blurred.
It's blurred.
It's blurry.
Oh,
it's hard for me to see.
5.19.
Not the worst.
Yeah.
Not the best. It's in that like gray area of interest rates on a depreciating asset. Okay.
I needed a car that would last me for a very long time.
How many miles are on it? How's the condition?
It is 300.
This is a 2-year-old car. Keep in mind, this is only a 2-year-old car, but she lives in a trailer that constantly has to be moved.
360 something, or not 300, 36 something thousand miles right now. And it actually
those are very different numbers.
Just got a brand new engine.
How much was that?
$1,000.
An engine? An engine is not $1,000, right? Am I wrong? There's no way she got an engine for $1,000.
Yes, not horrible because warranty.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, what am I looking at here? Because you sent a lot of screenshots because you didn't really know how to pull statements.
That's actually okay. Yes, this is my lifetime camping membership. So that's where I get my water, electricity, place to park.
So you do have a place you go to the most.
Yeah, if you listened to me earlier.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, no excuse on your end, huh?
What? No, sure. I mean, you said a couple of things incorrectly but that's fine. So okay. I just want to, the record was hell on that one.
So this is the loan. Once this loan is paid off, then I only have to pay the yearly.
It's a loan to the lot?
No.
To the plot?
A loan to the membership.
You have a loan on the membership?
If you wait and listen.
I'm reacting, girl. People can react.
Okay.
I wasn't even asking a question.
You're making assumptions, not just reacting.
I assumed that it was a loan after you said it was a loan.
To the lot, to the whatever, but it's not. It's a lifetime membership, like I said. So once that membership is paid off, I only have to pay the...
Oh, good. Say it.
I only have to pay the annual dues, which is like $400 a year.
This is a camp.
This is an RV cult. This is a camping ground cult.
Say it.
I only have to pay the annual dues, which is like $400 a year.
This is a camping timeshare.
Yes.
This is a camping timeshare.
And you know what it does? It gives me free electricity, free water, a place to live.
How easy is it to get out of it when you want to? Do you have to sell your membership?
You do, yes.
Me.
But I'm not me. But I'm not.
If it was a membership you could cancel, I would be okay with this. I would be okay with this. Can you listen? No, 1 second. I'm just saying my opinion. Okay. You know, the guy who runs the show? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do that.
And you're also the one asking me questions and I'm trying to answer?
Gosh, you're so combative. Oh, it's interesting putting two combative people together. Mm-hmm. It's
I just don't like people talking over me.
We wouldn't.
But you're talking over each other. Like, I would get it if she sat there and waited to speak. And then when she got to speak, he would interject. I would be mad too. But she has not let him talk. So, like, chill. You're both. It's his show. It's his show. You came onto it for his advice.
It's okay if you talk. If someone talks over you, you're louder than them anyway half the time. So everyone will hear you regardless. Mm-hmm. But we wouldn't last. We wouldn't last. Mm-hmm. One, I'm monogamous, so we wouldn't last.
I wasn't looking for that, so I don't know why you had to bring that up. But
I don't remember.
We were talking about the membership.
Oh yeah, the timeshare. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the really stupid decision of getting this. Okay. Yeah.
What makes this having?
Because you have to sell it to get it out. It's less about the secure
place. But why do I want to get it out? Because I don't want a permanent residence.
Dude, you are 29. You do not know what the rest of your life looks like.
And there's no way they would be friends, dude. I'm starting to make dial-up sounds.
I know, nobody does.
Yes, but you've bound yourself to something that you would have to sell. A product.
How is it a product?
Just like a timeshare, these ongoing dues forever.
Until you're 65.
That you have to. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, that's close. It's just that you have
$400 a year for free electricity, free rent, and a place to park.
In your situation, but it is still
issue.
It's less about that.
It's a bad decision?
Hold on, $400 is actually a lot of money to you. So don't try to act like an entitled little brat. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Mm-hmm. You can't barely pay a $500 bill. I don't know how you're going to next month, so I don't want to hear about that. But also, your total loan payoff is $8,135. So it's not just about that ongoing bill forever. Mm-hmm. So f off. It's obviously not the case. Interest is accruing like crazy. Oh, good. There's also fees. So we're getting fees and we're getting interest. What's the interest on this then?
On a membership?
You signed up for...
I signed up for it over a year ago.
So you thought this is good, but you don't even know if it's good.
I know that I needed a place to live. I know that I need electricity, and I know that I need water. So I have made work.
It's less about that. I'm talking about the product itself. Dude.
Right? Which doesn't make a difference if I don't have a place to live.
Yeah, we can figure out so many solutions. You're acting like this is the only one that exists in the world.
I couldn't rent.
You're so inflexible.
I actually am hypermobile. But
oh my God.
So I couldn't rent when I almost lost my house. Couldn't rent a room because I have pets. Couldn't
how many pets do you have?
I have 4 and I'm fostering a puppy.
In a trailer?
I thought she just had a dog.
Have 4 and I'm fostering a puppy.
In a trailer?
Currently, we have all lived in the trailer, yes. I'm currently crashing on my mom's couch because my house was in the shop for a week.
Your trailer, okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're crashing on your mom's couch, why don't you use that as a permanent residence to apply for jobs? You have a mom? Her mom doesn't even know my middle name.
And I got it back and I'm just working on getting my stuff back, moved into it.
Is your car in good condition?
Like mechanically or like...
Yeah. And the car and just the looks and everything as well?
It's got some dents and scratches. I mean,
You might have an actual equity position in the car in terms of positive equity. In good condition, it's valued at about $28,000. So maybe this is like $25,000. Mm-hmm. Or closer to your value at $26K. Who knows? So you actually might... I wonder if we can, in your situation, selling it's so weird because like you kind of need it. You need something more reliable. You can't afford this minimum payment. You don't know the interest on here.
I thought it would show on the payoff thing, but it didn't.
Why would it show on the payoff? No, if you sent us a statement like we requested, it would have.
Well, I don't get sent statements.
You get statements for anything that's a bill, anything that's...
I don't get it in my email, and unless it goes to
You go to the website and you download statements in a statement section.
This is the website,
or you call them, or you email them, and they will send you a statement. Everything that has a bill has a statement. Good. I'm going to calculate the interest. How about that? So I can do that for you as such a good friend.
Thanks so much, Caleb.
It's 22% interest.
That sounds bad.
It's very bad. It's beyond bad.
I needed a place to live.
Listen, you don't get yes, you need you are acting like it is the only solution. I wasn't there. We could have brainstormed. We're going to brainstorm with where you're at now. Mm-hmm. But you act like I can't have a boss. It's the only place I could live. You're inflexible. A 23% interest for a cup of water and electricity is not a deal. An ongoing membership that you have to sell to get out of until you're 65 is not considered a good deal. It's a membership for not even a room. You know, it's like different. Like at least timeshare, you have a room.
I have a room. I bring my whole house there.
Yes, you bring it. You don't usually have to do that for timeshares.
So
you think when people go to a timeshare, they bring a room from their house and take it there?
It is only I know you're going to say, only you can't afford. It's only $250 a month to have all the electricity I need.
Listen,
all the water I need. You're not really being realistic right now.
No.
Because
it's less about that.
Oh, it is?
I have months where my water and electricity were not $250. So I don't know what it is you're talking about. And that was in an apartment. So like, don't really want to drive around my car for that. 22% interest on a camping ground for your RV, for a parking spot. 22% interest for a parking spot.
Oh, it is? What is it more about?
You're acting like it's the only option.
It was.
That's not.
It's not.
You're saying you can't have a boss. I don't believe you. You're not a good narrator. You're not a reliable narrator for what was like in that situation. You're really not.
Because I can't disclose details.
Well, then how the f am I supposed to have what you consider an informed opinion if I don't have all the information? Don't be stupid.
What do you mean?
No then.
The job thing wasn't what I was saying in uninformed decision about. It was uninformed opinion. It was the trailer and the camping membership.
Almost nothing with a 23% interest rate is considered a good deal. Listen, if this was maybe at a 5%, we could have a conversation about that. Okay. If it was a membership that you didn't have to sell, we could have a conversation about that. You have to sell the membership before 65. And it's a 23% interest. It's basically a credit card. Okay. If you can't figure that out.
My rent is $250 a month. When normal people's rent is like $1,500.
First of all, it's not your rent.
That's not your rent. That's a parking spot. You also pay for your car. And I'm assuming you pay for the trailer. So if you're going to count that as your rent, you have to count all of them as your rent. And you don't have a permanent address.
People's rent is like $1,500.
First of all, it's not your rent because you're not getting an actual place. You're just getting access to utilities.
Oh my God.
Those are utilities. You're paying
a place to live? Not rent.
It's a place for you to put your trailer.
And have water and electricity.
Yeah, this is a $250 a month utility payment.
And a place to live that's secure. I can't just... I'm
going to move on.
Like I can, and I'm going to have to live in an alley for a while.
No, listen.
But that doesn't mean it's safe.
Oh,
to be able to be at a campground 3 weeks at a time...
I get it. I heard it. I know it. I know what you're saying.
But you don't agree.
It's not that I don't agree that it is. Listen, what I am saying is you're acting like it is the only choice. And because of that, it is considered a good deal. I wasn't there, but usually there has not been one time on the show, not one time in recording 4 to 5 episodes a week for 2.5 years that when someone comes and they act like this was the only thing, I couldn't find an alternative. There
are times in your life when you are going to be short of choices. There are times in your life when you do have to do things because it's the only option. There are times in your life where you're just going to be so down bad that you don't really have the luxury of getting to choose where it is you live, who it is you get to work around, whatever. This is not one of those times. You paying for a membership for a parking spot is not one of those times. One of those times is when you don't have a job and you don't have an income, so you have to work somewhere where you may not agree politically with all the people who also work with you.
If we were there when that happened, 4 years ago, right? 4 years ago?
January 2023. So it took me
last year. Almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, so it took me a long year of planning the trailer that I could tow with my car and
we could brainstorm. We could look at resources.
Which I did.
And you did, based on you. I've had other people do things and they think, again, something is the only way. Sometimes when you talk outside of your own little bubble, you might get some more information. But it doesn't matter. It's where we are.
You think that
I don't think
you make a lot of...
Oh, why are you here?
Just based on experience.
Okay, that doesn't mean they're right.
No, it doesn't, but at least I would have tried. And we could have tried to figure it out. It's
because that's what that says.
It's not based on you trying. I said maybe I could have come up with something. Maybe my team could have come up with something.
But that's the past.
That's what I just tried to say.
Yes, but the past is affecting your current situation and the future.
Let me move on. 2 weeks of marriage, huh?
Oh, we're coming back to that. Yep. I would not have brought that up.
Wasn't very nice.
$480 minimum monthly payment on that. So now we're at $1,000. Are you okay? Oh, I'm sorry.
That was not very nice.
No, it wasn't. I was just trying to make a jab. I'm sorry. Like, I did not mean for that to be insulting. Oh, okay. Take a moment. I'm sorry. Well, let's take a moment. Yeah. Oh, no, it's okay. I was trying to play to the cheekiness for the show. Are you okay?
One of the reasons why Caleb runs the show, not someone like me, is because he's actually like a nice dude. He's compassionate. He plays a character. He's a prick, but he makes sure that the people who come onto the show know that, right? And if you're like, hey, off limits, he's going to respect that. I am not, which is why I don't do stuff like this where I have to talk to other people. I also do think that was way too far. Like, people, you don't know why people get divorced. We do know in this situation, she's obviously not having a great time with it. I probably would not have made fun of her for that, but I think it's probably fair to make fun of the situations that other people bring up on your show. They've consented to that.
I need some air.
Take a moment. You want to go outside? It's okay. Take your time. Take your time. It is no worries at all.
I'm probably extra red now.
It's okay. You sure you're good?
My threshold has been lowered a little bit.
I don't know
what does that mean.
I'm sorry.
Post panic attacks, it's a little harder to not have physical reactions like this.
I have a panic disorder. I get it. I understand it. Well, I mean, this is gosh, that's why we go through the whole onboarding situation and specifically ask consent if we're allowed to make rude jokes.
No, totally. Like and I am not.
But I would never want you to actually feel hurt. We would never want that.
Thank you.
Ever. I love cheeky little comments, and that's all that was intended to be.
I know.
Not a harm against you. Okay.
I know. I appreciate that clarification.
I very much want us to go through this, and I very much want us to be able to create a plan. I want to connect you with our resources. I want to. We'll probably be able to get you connected with a financial advisor. Like, there's a lot of things I want to do. Okay.
The sucky part about having made her cry and having hurt her feelings by making a jab, like, makes sense that you're only married for 2 weeks, is that I think he accidentally did get through to her. I think now that we've kind of broken this barrier of like, we're both trying to defend our positions as people and trying to just like justify the mistakes we've made. Now that we've kind of broken that, and now that we're just two people very much emotionally naked in front of each other, it's a lot easier to now be like, listen, this is the situation you're in. I understand that you want to be like, I can get out of it. I did this myself. I can make it through alone. But that's not going to work. These are the resources that I have, and we can help you. And now it feels like it's easier to get through to people as people than before, when she was just being very defensive about all of her actions.
Some lady owes me 10 grand. So like
what?
Court ruling case. So some legal help would be cool too.
Why did she owe you 10 grand?
Oh gosh. So it's my high school boyfriend's mom. And she needed life-saving surgery. And then I lent her the money for it. And then it turned out it was a liposuction. So I took her to court.
Okay. How do you have 10K when you're in high school, 17K to drop on cement, and then nothing now?
Because she never paid me back, like our contract said.
There was a contract?
Mm-hmm. On the back of a receipt.
I'm glad you did a contract. And the judge recognized it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
well, there
I got
you go.
A ruling.
When was the ruling?
10 years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
The past life has been rough. And it's not unrough now, but I'm a little more emotionally and mentally prepared to handle it.
10 years. Okay. Are you sure you want to continue with the conversation? I don't want you to because I know these conversations are hard, and I know, my personality when I get very invested in everything is definitely over the top. But that's why we try to prepare everyone. But
I know that was an unexpected response on my end.
No, and it's totally okay. I just want to make sure. Do you want to finish this? Like I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I do, and I'm okay with crying. I know that it'll a little bit of of your, whatever you got going on here.
I don't think so. No, I just don't want to I just don't want you to be in a position where you no longer feel comfortable to be on the show.
No, I'm comfortable. I am a pretty open book. I do cry.
It's okay. We had tears on the show.
Yeah. Actually, in vet med, there's a medical term, epiphora, and it means excess tearing. That's like when white dogs get that gross stuff. And all my coworkers always tease me that I have epiphora.
All right, so let's go on.
Let's get it.
She's a crusty white dog.
I don't know what to call that last thing. I'm gonna call that.
It's Thousand Trails, so I just call it TT.
I call it utilities timeshare.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
What is this? Again, this is another thing where we didn't get statements. It looks kind of maybe like an Affirm.
It is Affirm.
Oh.
So it's Affirm. They are all Amazon because I have an Amazon addiction. I know.
What? What's your total? So, what's your? Are these paying fours? What is it? How long do you have these Affirms financed? Because there's so many options now.
I just put together what Affirm is. I did not understand that for a second. No, it's when you go to Amazon. Because when you check out on Amazon, it's like paying 4. I don't know why you would do that, I guess. What are you buying on Amazon that's that expensive? If you have to do that once, a couple of times, sure. That makes sense to me. If you're doing it on every purchase and you have an Amazon addiction that you just self-proclaimed, there's a problem. There's going to be a massive problem.
Well, I mean, it looks like you've barely made any progress on them.
I mean, I'm.
What are your Amazon?
They are all on.
Can you show me your Amazon?
I sure can.
Okay, $727.60.
One thing I do have to say on my Amazon is
that's total.
Try to refund issuance failed. Sorry. I try to find not only do I do a lot of research before I purchase an item as far as which is the best on Amazon. Okay. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but I try really hard not to make like frivolous purchases like, perfume or makeup. I don't wear makeup. I don't have special hair care.
Determine that?
And so I try to just buy stuff that makes my life easier considering my physical disability and like just like stuff like this and stuff like my fidget ring. Like those are good for my mental health and my nervous system.
Sure.
So
I'm assuming those are not expensive, so I don't really care. I know a lot of people who order on Amazon a lot. I don't know why. Not my business. I order 2 hard drives a year. I just got a new hard drive. It's 8 terabytes. It's all just VODs. I have every single VOD I've ever done saved. And then I got Legos from Amazon earlier this year. Those are the 2 things I bought from Amazon this year.
Let me make sure there's nothing inappropriate.
Well, it won't be on screen anyway. What are you getting? Amazon or something?
No. Balesa.
I was going to say Adam and Eve. 50% off all the time, but yes, also Balesa.
Lindsay laughed. She knew what that meant.
Yeah.
That was a little, I think, above me.
No, this man's lying. There's no way he's watched a YouTube video from a woman in the last year that doesn't have a Balesa sponsorship. My thoughts, who does 90 Day Fiancé recaps, I've never seen her face. She does it as a potato. She has a Balesa sponsorship.
I got you, girl.
We got the chewy things. We got a little drive. We don't need a wireless charger. Like that's not 100%.
I know. It was on
we can plug
60% off.
60% off, but we're financing it. And the minimum monthly
I didn't finance that one.
The minimum monthly payments, either way, if you didn't finance it, you could use that money to pay towards the stuff you already have.
Right.
We're at $127 a month for this Affirm, $727 balance.
Yeah.
What are the interests? Do you know? Because sometimes it's not interest, sometimes it is, depending on the plans you get.
Oh, yes. No, you're right. Okay. They do 12 months, right? 12 months, but it's like a regular thing. So there is an interest, and they do 4 payments, non-interest. That's what that is. Okay. That makes more sense to me. If you're doing $700, I'm assuming you're doing it over 12 months in her position.
What are the interests? Do you know? Because sometimes it's not interest, sometimes it is, depending on the plans you get. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were interest.
Can you find that on the app?
Probably.
Okay. I mean, you have
okay, well, let's keep looking. Super absorbent. Oh, what?
Well, because I'm fostering that puppy.
Oh,
so they're puppy pads.
Right. I was thinking lady pads. Okay. Did we really need a new mouse mat filled with dogs, with dogs on them? I don't think so.
What are you talking about?
Or maybe, what are there's some mat.
Oh, that's a washable potty pads.
Okay. You didn't need a ring.
It's the fidget ring for my...
fidget with that. Fidget with something else. You have things all... Fidget with the things keeping your overall together, It's like...
You got a good point.
What do we got? What is this? A recipe?
No, those are the Mac stickers. To let me know... It was like $2.
But that's the thing. Am I gonna freak out? Am I gonna freak about only $2 purchase? No, that is never the thing. When I mention the Spotify, it's never about the Spotify itself. Right. It is the behavior. It is the endless stacking of them that can make real progress.
Right. So
camping lantern actually makes sense. Generator makes sense. Solar lights. Okay. Well, now we're having multiple kind of lights.
Well,
security camera?
So it's a fake security camera. So it just looks like a security camera. So way cheaper. It's because I'm going to have to live in the alley in downtown Sacramento, which is full of...
Why? Because you have this thing that you can't get out of.
Yes.
You just spent 40 minutes. You just spent 40 minutes arguing how this is a secure place to live. And now you're going to have to live in an alley? I don't understand. I don't understand how we got here. I don't get it. I hope to God I'm missing something, but I just don't know what it is.
No. And I could drive somewhere 5 hours away and get a reservation. But sometimes if you don't reserve soon enough, there's no spots.
You have to reserve. So you're in a monthly fee that you cannot get out of at a 23% interest rate with a big loan on it, and you can't even get it unless you reserve it far in advance?
That is completely unreasonable. You are now paying for a membership. And you're saying this is a secure place to live. He's saying it is a utility timeshare. That's exactly what it is. She's going, no, this is a great place to live. And now she's saying, but I have to park at the alley because I didn't reserve a spot in time. You're paying for a spot that you don't get? It would feel different if she was paying for it every time, right? If she came in, paid a fee, stayed there. But you're paying for a spot. You're paying for the idea of a spot. You're paying for the chance to reserve a spot.
Not always.
It is sometimes stacking up as a worse deal every time, is it not? Come on, it's stacking.
Have facts. Of the fact that those
destroyed it with facts and logic.
That those are all piling against it, but like I said, it made the most sense at the time.
I get it.
Okay.
So I know you couldn't sleep there, but what about this? I'm not saying this is the perfect option. It just it pops in the head. A gym membership where we can shower, where we can charge our phone, where we can connect to Wi-Fi. Is that a place you can park? Forever? No. But that gets us some of that. It doesn't get us water for the trailer, I know. But I'm just thinking...
Gas stations have that. Water for the trailers. It's next to the air pump.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't either until like 3 months ago.
So I feel like, is that as good? No, but I feel like if we need to really go scrappy, we can.
Yes, I would have to put a lot of my things in storage. Because which is fine, I do pay for a storage
You're crashing with someone, right? When you can't.
My mom in a house that is being sold this week.
I would be reserving as soon as it opened every day. I would not leave. She has no reason to move the trailer. Right? Am I stupid? Park the trailer, move the Subaru. I need to go to Walmart. Take the Subaru to Walmart. What's the point of taking the trailer?
Okay, well, where's she going to?
She actually doesn't live there right now.
Oh. You couldn't store it at a family member's place, is what you're saying, any of your stuff?
Right.
No, really?
Correct. I have my mom and my brother.
I've never used the firm because I'm
financially responsible.
Well, no. The thing is I think financing things is okay, but you finance it responsibly.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I was saying.
Oh, we're at 35% interest rate on all these.
That's not good.
We can't be doing this anymore. You're paying
No.
35% on your Amazon purchases.
Yeah.
I'm not financing anything ever again. Unless it's a house. That's it. Nothing else ever again. 35% interest rate on your Amazon purchases because you're using a firm. It has to be the 12-month at this point, right? Because that's how that works. But it was only $2. Actually, it was $2.70. And so were all the other 600 things you said were only $2. Chill. I'm paying my Amazon card off this month, I think, but I'm buying a camera with it. So
Can't be doing this anymore. You're paying
No.
35% on your Amazon purchases.
Yeah.
We don't do that. Come on, you're making your situation worse. You are making it
I'm good at
legitimately.
that.
You're making it harder for you. There's no point.
No. More screenshots because you don't know how to do a statement.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there were, before I knew how to get to the full Credit Karma report, I sent the screenshots of the Credit Karma
on.
report. Okay.
Whoa.
I've got lots of collections, bro.
Oh.
When I say those,
You're never going to qualify for a home again.
Exactly why I said I can't rent and I can't buy.
You can find landlords that'll overlook some things. Big corporations, no. Actually, I don't know the statistics on the majority of small time versus big time, but either way. But qualifying for a mortgage, absolutely. This would be
I
this
don't
would be
ever want to
kill.
own a home again. That was not great.
Collections 8,593, and it was on a credit limit of 7,500. So why we just didn't pay this? Why? It's been on here for 4 years. So 4 years ago, well, we know what happened 4 years ago. Is that when we stopped paying?
That was when we made the purchases.
I get that.
That's when it opened. Sorry, 4 years
very
ago.
frivolously.
It's only been in collections for a year.
Oh, so that
So it's going to take
was.
forever to fall off.
Is that Fortiva or Vivint or something?
Apple?
Oh, that's my Apple Card. Yeah. So I racked that up and then couldn't make the payments, so I didn't.
Okay.
I was in a rough spot.
Did you call them and ask if they would lower the interest rate?
No. I didn't open my mail for a year, and I went up
Why?
because brains are.
Come on.
I know. I'm, like I said, I'm in full-time therapy. I'm working on stuff. Okay.
Okay. Maybe I need to be educated on this part. What prevents us from opening the mailbox? Anxiety, sure, I bet, of what's in there, but we can. You know the anxiety gets worse if we don't confront what's in it.
I know it does. Kind of like my big pile of shit I have to take care of that I haven't touched in a very long time.
I don't know what that is.
It's literally a box full of just paperwork that I need to look at and do things. And it's so daunting and scary that I just
But this was a mobile app. This wasn't opening mail. So
Right. So that was the Apple Card was just me not doing well and not calling them.
I don't know how you spend $7,500. I gotta be so honest, because it's not like she was like, "Oh, my house is gonna be foreclosed. I'm gonna pay it off with my credit card and then deal with that." I would understand that. I like if you were like, "Here's $7,500. Spend it in a way that I would normally spend money." It would take me forever. Like I could, sure, right? Like I could go buy stuff I wouldn't normally buy, but I wouldn't. The way I live now, the way I've just always bought things for myself, it would take me forever.
That was the Apple Card was just me not doing well, and not calling them was a matter of not doing well. I should have.
Well, here's another collection, 740. It was Synchrony.
Portfolio recovery?
Oh, go for sake! A 20.
That's my Costco card.
How'd you get to $22,991 on Costco? What did you
I know.
possibly do? How many times did you fill up your trailer with Costco gas?
That was before I owned my trailer. That was
It's a income.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that had part of the concrete.
Is she saying she has like the Costco credit card like Lee does, and then she racked up $22,000 on that? Because first off, how are you getting these credit limits? I stopped getting new credit cards when I was 19, I think. My highest limit is $5,000. I have a $5,000 card. I have a $4,000 card. $22,000? How? Dude, I don't own anything that's $22,000.
Oh, and the Costco card? You were putting the Costco. So it wasn't even spending money you had? No. You were putting it on high interest great credit cards?
I paid $7,000 in cash.
When you were borrowing this, did you have any intent to ever pay it back? Or were you just opening, spending, and you knew you weren't going to touch it?
That's a great question.
Do we have an answer to my great question?
No. If I remembered.
It was only a couple years ago.
Uh-huh. Manic episodes are weird.
Okay, dude, stop it. Stop. I hate this because I don't want to go into my own stuff. Not doing that. Stop. You can't just be like, I was manic, spent 22K, was manic, spent 8K, was manic. At some point, you have to chill on that. We're all on the internet, right? And we're never going to know that much about each other. And I don't want us to know that much about each other. There are too many traits that I share with this woman. You know what I'm not doing? Racking up this kind of debt. And even if I was, I would just not go on the show. But like, God, chill, woman. Find a place to live. Take care of your animals.
Manic episodes are weird.
He's trying.
Now it's less of a issue, more of a impulsivity issue.
What you can work with a therapist on.
Yeah.
For coping. I'm just like, wait, why did you come on the show?
Because I don't know where to go from here.
But I think you're very determined. Like, you're immediately, I can't do anything because of all these mental health things. Everything is, I can't do it because of this mental health thing.
It's not, I can't
do anything about that.
It's so hard.
But I can't do anything about that.
I know. No. Like, as far as the looking for income?
I don't know your mental health. I don't know what's real. I don't know what you've been working on. I don't know the history. I can't do anything about that.
Right.
It is not our job to police other people's mental health issues. And it's not our job to be like, you are or you are not. If someone tells us they have all these issues, all we're going to do is sit here and nod our heads and believe her. The problem comes with what he said, right? He can't do anything for her. Like, why is she on the show? If you're going to have a reason why you can't do all these things, he's not going to magically change that. And that sucks, but like that has nothing to do with him.
Right.
So if nothing can be done because of the mental health, what can I do?
But what do you mean nothing can be done?
It just feels like almost every time we talk about something that's can't or this is because both.
Well, because these were all the debt.
But even the stuff we talked about today doing, it's just like mental. Okay.
Like what? Can you give me a?
I don't. It's been a long conversation.
It has.
I don't remember, but I've, I don't know. We've been sitting down for an hour 21 so far.
Holy.
Yes.
My bad.
It's okay.
Are these uncut?
It's okay.
No.
I'm gonna get you connected with a Domain Money financial advisor. I'm going to get you their free session. We'll get you that. Actually, I think, so everyone out there who uses my link, they get a free 30-minute session with them, like a licensed financial advisor who will sit down, look for your stuff. Highly recommend it. That's good. We're going to get you connected with them. I'll get you connected with a free certificate through Course Careers so we can help you find a job. Like maybe we can boost your customer service part of your resume with a customer service certification so you can look at customer service management. So we'll gift that to you.
Okay.
We have a lot of resources we can do. We'll give you all 3 of our classes, which are bundled together for 25% off. Without you guys, I got to give you a little plug, but it's always, it is actually worth it. We've had 10,000 people take our stuff and they've literally changed their lives, and you'll get it for free. Mm-hmm. So I need you to go through all this, because what I'm worried about here is mental health. It's just like, yeah, that's what you got to deal with.
Right.
And the best that I might be able to do is connect you with resources.
Right.
I don't know much what else. But okay, yeah. $22,991 on Costco. Concrete sounds like.
Oh, that hurts.
And I don't really know what collections.
CubeSetter. Is this not storage?
They sued me.
Who?
Costco.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. They want their $22,000.
I know.
And that actually might be a number worth suing someone over, because all of them can sue you.
Yeah, I know.
But usually it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
That number might be worth it.
But I don't know how to do I did that 30-minute consultation thing or whatever with a.
With what?
With a legal person.
Okay.
When was this? This was April.
Okay.
So
these consequences actually could come a knocking.
Yeah. And
dude, you yourself.
Yeah, there's apparently I can request for
your credit's already. This might be a bankruptcy situation.
Credit scores are fake.
Okay, sure.
Just like BMI.
I don't care.
Just like BMI, credit scores.
Sure, whatever. I don't care.
I don't think my credit score is horrible, but I know that my collection 638 something.
I almost don't believe that, but okay.
I know. Once everything went to collections, it came
to save yourself from a lot of the stuff. Bankruptcy might be an option because that one is an actual legal thing that could.
Yeah,
it really could.
My only concern with bankruptcy is losing my car.
No, you should. I think you can. You'll be. Meet with a bankruptcy attorney. You can figure it out, but many times you can go through and you'll be okay.
Yes, this is my storage unit, and I split it with my mom.
The trailer, I'm curious about them. They might take a look at it, but
the storage unit's not in collections, right? There's no way.
My trailer's only 17 feet.
Is that? I don't know that any of you are going to know this, but do storage containers go to collections? Because if they do, how does storage wars happen? Don't they like just auction it off? I would be so scared to be one of these people. Like that just has to suck.
Many times you can go through and you'll be okay.
Yes, this is my storage unit, and I split it with my mom.
The trailer, I'm curious about them. They might take a look at it, but
because my trailer's only 17 feet, so it's real small. So that was actually what I was going to say at one point is...
And 5 animals are going to live in there soon?
The puppy is this big.
Okay.
And then it's 3 cats and 1 dog.
Okay. The cats, it should be fine.
Yeah.
They don't know what's
going on. We've all lived in the trailer before together. Yes, and, my dog spends most of her time outside with me. And that's being in the trailer.
Just because they've done it, though, doesn't mean it's good. The dogs have, when I drive downtown, there's, a decent amount of homeless people here. And they have dogs. Their dogs have been doing it. Doesn't mean it's good. It's good.
My dog goes to the river every day.
That's good.
Yeah, like when we're camping, she has a much better life than when we're stuck in the city.
But I also know. Sure, I also know my main thing is it's food security for the dog, being able to afford pet insurance. If you can't afford pet insurance, then you probably can't afford an animal. And if we need to make sure they have good places to cool off if they're being active, oftentimes indoors. And a hot place like Sacramento's and Sacramento's kind of hot, right?
Toasty.
Exactly. So we need to make sure they have good conditioned AC. And then if it does get cold in the winter or night, we need to make sure they have heat.
Have that as well.
Okay, yes, and I know you have that part.
Yes.
But that's just like, at a certain part, if we can't afford certain things, I'm like, okay, we probably can't afford pet insurance, which means an animal will die if they get something done to them. I was able to save my animal's life because I'm very blessed, and I have pet insurance. It cost $30,000. I didn't pay anywhere close to that.
Right.
Because she had to go into 2 surgeries and multiple things to save her life. If I did not have pet insurance, and if I wasn't in such a blessed position, she would literally be dead because it's not like the habeas corpus type with animals, right?
Right.
Like they will die.
Yes, and I am a registered vet tech. I know
so
that I can't do surgery. However, I do have a lot of resources within the veterinary community.
And you're good with the preventative as well. You're better at that. You know what to look for. So, I mean, you might be able to get them to a situation before surgery is required.
Right.
So, like, trust me, I get it. Yeah. I get it. It's just like...
And when I moved into the trailer, a lot of people told me to get rid of them. Not happening.
Well, cats, I don't really like. They don't know anything.
Yeah,
they're just they exist. That's what they're
full of love.
No, well, sure, love for you feeding them.
Yeah, some cats.
If they were the size of a dog, they would kill you. But that is
what is
what is
storage.
This? Okay, storage. So you already pay for storage.
Yeah.
So why was our big concern needing to get storage?
No, it was putting the stuff in the storage unit I already own. Because when I move my trailer, like when I tow it, I have to put all of the things that go inside the trailer.
Is this finance or is this the bill?
That's a bill. Monthly bill.
Okay, so it's a monthly bill.
Yes.
Well, I'll put this aside so we put it in your budget then.
Cool.
Okay, so these are student loans.
Yes.
Okay, a lot of them are... Yeah.
I would default on student loans before I defaulted on a credit card. I don't know how any of that works, but I feel like if you're going to not pay one thing, maybe... I guess they're all the same thing. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, income-based, which actually makes sense for you. A lot of people are on it.
Did the income base get approved? Can you tell that by that? I have no idea because I applied.
So you might be in the application period and it might be on hold because a lot of it's being challenged in court. Also, who knows if the new Department of Education, we just had an election, who knows if the Department of Education will even allow those kind of repayment statuses. So we'll know. It's kind of up to the department head. A lot of it, they're given a lot of authority with that. They might not do any kind of forgiveness, any kind of things like that. So
when I was paying my student loans, I was paying more than the minimum payment. Barely, but a little more.
Student loans $12,404.
Okay. Not the worst, right?
Oh, I forgot about the Costco card. Dude, she has 32K in collections. Oh. I get that these aren't like tangible things, right? You're not physically holding on to negative $50,000, but holy, that hurts.
Not great.
Well, just to your point earlier, the reason I always push back on that, but is it the worst? No. Technically, there's probably only one the worst in the entire world, and whoever's going through the worst right now is that person.
Yeah.
You know? Probably some child in Yemen or something. I don't know.
I'm just glad.
But just because of that doesn't mean this is good.
Right. I'm just glad I don't have like 65 grand in student debt, you know?
I get you.
Yeah.
12,004.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm in 50K debt, not 65K. That would be wild.
$404. Oh, the interest rates are pretty mid. They're whatever.
Got me a license I can't use anymore. Yay.
Well, maybe remote. Who knows? Maybe you can. I don't know, man. It's hard. It would be hard to hire you for that job. It would.
Yeah.
If we have limited resources at a veterinary clinic, am I going to hire someone who can't bend over?
Exactly.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, we have a Wi-Fi pass that actually makes sense for your spending in your checking account. You have 1,300 in there. Amazon. We looked at your Amazon. I would say it was about, there's some needs in there, and I'd say it's like kind of 50-50 on do you really need this or not?
Right.
Venmo, 300 to who? To where? Venmo now 300 for what?
Oh,
You don't make.
I know.
You
It
barely
was my
make that much.
birthday, and I got a tattoo.
Oh, for f***'s sake! I'm sorry, you don't get to have the whole birthday month. The whole.
So here's
you can
what
get a
happened.
gift.
Here's what happened.
Dude, I don't celebrate my birthday. Before Twitch, because people on Twitch celebrate your birthday for you, I did not do anything for my birthday. Ever. I had a birthday party when I was 6. I get wanting to celebrate yourself and wanting to do a thing, but I cannot imagine spending $300 on my birthday.
Here's what happened. I actually booked the tattoo appointment in an impulsive flash decision, and I booked it for a lot more tattoos. And then I finally was like, hey girl, I'm so sorry. That was a mistake on my part. I still want to work with you because I put in this deposit and whatever, but I'm going to bring that down half the amount.
Should have been like, hey girl, I'm gonna lose my car in a couple months. Can I not get a tattoo?
It's cute.
Sake.
Yeah.
Is it that one?
No, it's on my leg. It's a possum and some cats.
Okay, and there's storage and there's Apple and going inside a gas station and getting something. Probably. It's $5 from Winco. $5.46. I doubt that's gas.
Oh no, Winco. I got a pack of granola bars and some rice.
Okay. Blue Firefly.
Don't know what that is.
Looks like a vending machine or something. Something on Facebook. Why are you paying $10.60 on Facebook?
Those were Facebook ads.
What are you Facebook adding?
What is she buying ads for? Hire me. Through Facebook ads?
So I do.
Please give me a place to live.
So I do the admin stuff, and I had a wild hair, and I was like, I'm gonna make my admin page, and then I paid for ads, and I don't know why.
Did you cancel?
Also, $10 for ads is not that much money. You're reaching 600 people, probably not in the demographic you want. Nobody's clicking on that.
Did you cancel it?
I did.
Good.
Yes, I did.
Okay, more truck thing. Camp away truck accessories.
Right, because my roof rack broke.
The trail place. Went to a restaurant there.
What restaurant?
La Placita Taqueria.
La Placita Taqueria.
Oh, yes, I was about to faint, so I needed food. I got like a taco.
Well, now you have a granola bar, so no more of that. LinkedIn Premium makes sense for your situation. You're looking for a job. Amazon, Store Rockin', AuraBloom.com. Affirm. What?
Aura Bloom is it's a monthly surprise crystal subscription.
Okay, cancel it.
Oh my God.
Go roll around in some rocks.
How much was that? $11.50. You're paying $12 for rocks, dude?
.com. Affirm.
This is stuff you spend money on when you have money to spend. If you were like, I have $1,000 extra a month, I want rocks. Yeah, not my business.
What?
Aura Bloom is It's a monthly surprise crystal subscription. That
cancel it. Cancel it. Go roll around in some rocks. You live outside. Roll around in some rocks.
Isn't it pretty though?
No, dude.
I know.
It's fine.
Thanks.
No, you can't. I mean, you're gonna lose your car, and you lose your car, and you're done. You can't move or you can't move. Come on, man.
My car is my life.
This is not a joke anymore.
Yeah.
You cannot have a crystal subscription.
I know.
It's literally not an option for you. It really isn't. Same with the Nintendo subscription. We can't have that.
It was.
Apple
I bought Nintendogs for $2.
We can't do that.
Listen, dude. I get it. Nintendogs for $2.
I know.
You have a real dog to take care of, and you're not getting him pet insurance. So we're not getting a virtual dog, okay? Apple bill, a Rover pet service fee, and then
that was a background
Yelp, $51 on Yelp.
That is actually in claims right now, so they are
good.
Yeah.
That's
what?
But with checking it with debit card instead is.
What do you buy on Yelp?
But with checking it with debit card instead is fucking hard.
I know.
So they don't really care. It's your money.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Afterpay. We're Afterpaying as well.
That yes. That
More
is paid
Apple
off
bill.
now.
You have so many in-Apple things. What are you getting? Subscriptions or what?
So
What are you doing?
I have iCloud and Apple Pay or Apple Care. Those should be the only two Apple charges.
Can you? It's Apple Care. Such you can spend 1 month of Apple Care and just get an indestructible case. Like
that Apple Care covers theft
risky.
as well.
I know. That's why I'm so split on the fence. You literally just subscriptions in your life is just impossible. But also getting a new phone is impossible.
Yeah.
Is it a financed phone?
I got $800 off for a trade.
Amazon. Talk about McDonald's, Amazon, and more.
Oh, brother.
Taco Bell and McDonald's I try to keep below like $5.
Yeah, you can't do that.
What?
You bragged about having a kitchen in your little thing. Cool. You're getting like the cheapest that you can get that doesn't kill you.
I ate a lot of carbs, rice, pasta, all the dry stuff.
I don't think we get to spoil ourselves. If we're going to lose the only reason why we're still alive and being able to work, we don't get to get McDonald's, even if we're doing value menu. We really don't.
I don't know how to eat healthy on a budget either.
Well, follow our meal plan. Follow our meal plan.
Oh, you have a meal plan?
We have a meal plan. This is, again, more reason.
I hate that. Oh, and she's like clapping. Stop. All right, stop. I get that this is like your form of like coping and you're trying not to take it too seriously. Otherwise it hurts. But just stop talking then. Like you'll be all right, but chill.
Resources.
Cool, because my
tweak
doctor
it to your needs.
told me you need to eat better. Not like just.
Well,
as
you're
far as
listening to your
vitamins.
therapist about not ever being able to get a job again. Maybe you're listening to your doctor as well.
Yes, I have an appointment with a nutritionist.
$116 and Cash App account. Who are you sending Cash App to? Cash App.
I shuffle money around.
So you're sending a lot of money on a Cash App. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't spend money on the Cash App. Besides recently when I purchased, because I had to cancel my card because of that Yelp charge, I had to use my Cash App debit card to buy Amazon, which was the generator, which is necessary.
Okay.
Venmo, some out.
I'm not adding anything to this anymore. Sorry. I'm just like astounded by this woman now.
Whoa, investments. Not would have expected this.
Thank you, I think.
This is different.
No, you don't have the money to invest,
It's based on
woman.
your situation. It's just...
Hey man, if it comes out of my paycheck before the paycheck gets to me, it's not my money.
Don't do that anymore.
Why?
You have 23% interest debt. You're getting 10% a year on average if this is in the S&P 500. Doesn't make sense to be putting it towards this if you have 23% debt, which you have on that plot.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
On the utilities.
I didn't know that.
Well, there you go. You learned.
Yeah.
11,000 hours in this one, 4,000 hours in that one, 11,000 hours in this one. That's
that should
great.
be
Okay?
the same one as the first one.
Damn it.
I know.
Something tells me you're going to get pushed to a point, though, very soon, and you're going to be withdrawing from this.
I don't know how to do that.
You'll figure it out. They always do.
Okay.
I've had them on my show.
I don't want to do that.
You won't, but you're not going to lose your car.
I'm not. Which
The tree that you live next to is not going to give you money. And all of a sudden you're going to see that $11,000.
My family, the two family members that I have, back me up when I need it, which I know is a problem. I owe my brother $3,500. My mom, because my credit card or because my debit card was frozen, she had to pay for the flights to get here. So I owe her a little bit of money.
Well, how much was that? We give a reimbursement.
Yeah. So when you reimburse, I'm going to reimburse her. Yeah.
So what do you owe to them?
To my brother, $3,500.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah. The other one?
To my mom, she always tells me I don't have to pay her back besides these flights.
Besides the flights?
Yeah.
Just give me the flights then.
$600.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has shuffled me about $5,000 this year.
No, if she doesn't want it back, you are going to accept that.
Okay.
It's a gift.
Thanks.
Anything else? Apparently.
She's been given $8,500 from her family so far this year. Where did that go?
Anything else? Apparently.
To owe to people? Mm-mm.
Okay. Let's figure out what you need to survive. You. Because even if we
I want to organize that so bad.
Even if we put you in like not a hostel. What's it called? But then your pets, you won't give them. Because the thing is, we could get you a bed in a place, and that can act as a permanent residence, leading you to a better chance of getting what everyone else considers a permanent residence. That can lead you to a better chance of getting an in-person job. Like, we could do that, but I feel like you're not willing to do that because you're not.
I'm going to be so serious, right? If I was in her situation, I really, really did not want to do any of this. I would drive. You're in California. You're in California. There are plenty of casinos in California. I would spend all of instead of buying $700 worth of Amazon, I would start gambling. She doesn't have a partner. She's so sure she does not want to have a job. She's making money on Rover. I would take all the money you're spending on Amazon, take a 50-50 gamble. Some months you lose, some months you're vibing for a few days.
We could do that, but I feel like you're not willing to do that.
In-person you're not job, where am I going to put my dog for an in-person job? She has severe separation anxiety, and she ate through my door. She's on medication.
No, this is. I'm not. This is not hating you.
Where is your dog now? Because her mom is not there, right? She said her mom was not living at the house. Where is the dog now?
This is not hating you. This is not against you. This is not. I feel like, Madam Jake and Madam Lindsay. I mean, I feel like there's just nothing that can be done. It's just every time there's anything, it's like, but we can't because of this, and there's nothing that can be done. Literally, you can't work. One second. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think out loud. You can't work a job because of your dog's separation anxiety. At that point, you are not going to survive in society. And there is no budget I can make. There's no budget I can make in that situation because I'm going to make it on you depending to get a job. You can't.
How have I had a job for a year?
You got a remote job, but again, it is
which is the third
one second, job. And we improved your resume, but every single year from those three remote jobs you've had, every month it is getting more competitive to get a remote job. More people are getting laid off in tech, and everyone wants a remote job. You are competing with the top of the top of the top, and I'm not saying you can't compete, but it is becoming beyond more incredibly hard. In person is what gets you an income next week. Remote job could get you an income 6 months in a year, maybe. And we did the resume tweak. So I'm sorry. Again, I'm going to connect you with all the resources, everything we have. It makes no sense for me to spend my time, the audience's time, their time, especially since we've been recording for an hour 40, which is okay. But there's no point of spending that time to build this because you're not going to do that because every single time there is a reasonable solution, it's, I can't do it because of this thing. The dog thing, come on. At that point.
That was a question. It's not, I can't do it. It was, what should I do?
You might have to have them with a family member for a year or something. You might have to have them work with a trainer once you have a job and you can afford it. You might have to surrender the dog if you cannot survive as a human being, because you do have to survive. If you're not able to survive, they're not able to survive. And I know that's hard. I love my dogs more than anything. Well, not more than anything. I guess I love my family more. If I have to rank, but it's pretty damn close. Okay.
They are family.
Exactly. They are family. And I'm just thinking mom, dad, love you guys too. I don't want to think,
love you, Mom.
I don't want them to think they're less important if they're watching. But I get it. And I get the emotions you're feeling because of that. But there might just be very hard life choices we are making so that you have a chance of survival. If you're not willing to make them, I don't know how you survive. Oh, I really don't, okay?
For me, it's Lean Toast. Everyone else hanging off a cliff, I'm walking by. And all I have to do is help. And they go, Max, help me. I go, are your hands clean? You wash your hands? Because if you didn't, I'm not helping.
Coming to the post show, guys, I think we're going to talk about even more stuff. The producers know everything about our life, and they're going to talk about things. It's going to be interesting. And make sure to get our investing, budgeting, and debt class all together for 25% off. Your Hammer Financial Score, spending in a budget. I mean, you overspent your income easily, just even with minimum payments. So 0 out of 10. Debt, you have collections, 0 out of 10. Emergency fund, 0 out of 10. Your score's not going to be a 0 out of 10. If you thought, I mean, you said the score was unreasonable, but you must not have taken the thing.
I did take the thing.
And it said 0?
Uh-huh.
You have retirement, so you should have at least I'll take a look at that afterwards.
Okay.
The algorithm there. But your retirement, is it behind for your age? Absolutely. But you are getting started, and there is something in there, and it's moving in right assets. 2 out of 10. And then real estate now 0 out of 10, because I'm sorry, that is not considered real estate.
I understand that.
That's going to be a Hammer Financial Score rounded up. Maybe it's because I have more of a heart than an algorithm. 0.5 out of 10. Guys, stick around for the post show. I already have a feeling it's going to be a good one. You pay your taxes. Are you kidding me?
It wasn't
Are
on
you
purpose.
actually kidding me?
Kept resubmitting it, kept getting kicked back, so I just quit. And then I haven't done it since.
Oh! When was the last time you filed taxes?
20.
To watch the financial audit post show, click the join button below.
She's not paying your taxes. She's not paying your taxes. She's not paying your taxes.